Hey guys, what's up? Another Troubled Minds classic for you. This one actually aired originally on YouTube December 1st, 2020, and this one's all about cryptids you've never heard of, the Ozark Howler, Old Shuck, Hounds, etc., so on. Hope you dig it. I'll be back next week. Thanks for hanging out.
But I think the development of full artificial intelligence will spell the end of the human race.
It's a flying object, and we don't know what it is. I would hope somebody is checking it out.
It was a rocket or whatever, but incredibly fast, opposite direction. It was too fast to be an airplane.
I'm glad the Pentagon is looking at this, because if it poses a threat, I want them on top of it.
Well, the craft generates its own gravitational field.
So you said there's lights in the sky?
The internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists.
911, what's your emergency? I need help, please help me!
Aliens won't let it happen. That's what we're instructed to say.
Roswell, Area 51. Alien kept deep under the ground.
1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1,
Doesn't have your best interest in mind. The government is self-serving. You're here for a reason. You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. Broadcasting live from a secret bunker just off the extraterrestrial highway. Somewhere in the desert sands outside of Las Vegas. From somewhere in space-time, loosely labeled Generation X on planet Earth. And asking questions of you in earnest into the digital darkness. Good evening and welcome to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. And hello to all of you who might also have troubled minds. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday night. And you know what that means. It's show night. It's time to talk about all the things we're not allowed to talk about. Of course, those things are aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal, the 24-hour news cycle, the propaganda, the brainwash that's continually inundating us. We talk about the government. Did I already say that? We talk about academia. We talk about all of the things. And, like I said, like I always say, it is still not illegal to talk about all these seditious things. These, so many terrifying words to use. These forbidden things. It is not illegal yet. And so we continue to talk about them until I don't want to say it. I just don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we just a quick update here. We are on YouTube tonight. Eric, I see you there. We'll do shout outs in a sec. But okay. So we are on YouTube tonight. We're on the alternate channel because the first channel is still got smacked in the face, and we're doing what we can do. We're doing what we can do. Okay. So if you want the actual other YouTube channel, go to troubledminds.org, and it's right there. It's streaming on the front page. Just right click it and go to the URL. Copy URL, go to the URL. It'll take you to the secondary page. Okay, so here's the deal. Little hiss. Is that mic hiss? A little mic hiss going on. Okay, all right. Sound check 1 2 1 2. I got a new microphone, so it's easier for me to talk into it. But I'm hearing hiss. I don't like the hiss. Can you guys hear the hiss? Okay, so anyway. all of that said, that's what this show's about. We talk about all the things we're not supposed to, and we take our time here. We only do it a couple times a week. We could probably do 5 nights a week and spread it to like an hour or hour and a half or whatever. But we do it a couple times a week and take our time. These are going to be long 3 hours and or maybe short. Sometimes they're short. Sometimes it flies by. But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. All the things we're not allowed to. So TheVerge.com, facial recognition systems are getting better at recognizing masked faces. Uh-oh. Remember, I was always saying I kind of like wearing a mask because it allows me to dodge the facial recognition thing going on out there, right? The surveillance state and all the rest of this stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is cool, except, so new data from NIST shows significant improvement since July. So now because everybody's wearing masks, remember we talked about this actually in China in, I think it was January. I think it was as far back as January that, they had the coronavirus going on over there. They were welding people inside their homes and, basically rolling up the portable crematories to the back alleys of these places for when everybody in the building died. It's not, that's what you call an actual forced quarantine, not a lockdown order. They just weld you in, as tragic and grotesque as that is. But okay, but they had problems early on in China because of their ubiquitous surveillance state, right? So you had, this is everywhere. They talk about this stuff, or like literally you can't, like we talked about it then, so you can't actually go into a grocery store or to an ATM, or you can't really do anything in China without having have it scan your face, right? Because your identity is locked into your telephone, and then your phone is locked into the government, and then to get permission to do anything, you basically have to show who you are, and the way you do that is with facial recognition. So the way this happened actually back in probably, I think it was the end of January, early February in China, is that one of the downsides of everybody wearing masks is it kind of crippled their surveillance state. So people were trying to do regular things and go out and do them, and they couldn't because their face was covered, and they couldn't get scanned properly or whatever it was, et cetera, so on. So yeah, nuts, right? Pretty nuts. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. Definitely, Eric. Definitely call for the monolith. We'll talk about that next. Actually, we'll talk about the monolith next, and then we'll. So there we go. We're going to talk about the monolith in just a sec. If you guys want to be on the show, Eric's going to call in. He said that this is the phone number, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubleminds.org, and then we'll get to the monolith in just a minute here, because there's a lot. There's a lot going on with that, if you guys didn't notice. All right, so let's see. Moose is better than buffalo, says Derek. It just says Justin Trudeau is an inbred of actor Matthew McConaughey. Maybe. You said it, man, not me. You said it, not me. Let's see. Patrick says, we will keep our mushrooms. Cheers, buddy. Cheers to that. Let's see. What else do we got? All right, let's see. Taylor says, I've watched South Park. They are accurate. Oh, you may have missed the last one where the Russian pranksters called and pranked Justin Trudeau and, with a fake Greta, and the fake Greta asked to meet Terrence and Phillip, and then Trudeau said he'd hook him up. Yeah. Anyway, okay. What's up, Millie? Thanks for showing up, Millie. How are you tonight? Millie from California. Let's see. Melvin, how you doing? Lots of folks. Appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so yeah, so this is weird, right? So the downside of wearing the mask in China is that it was kind of crippled their surveillance state, right? The surveillance state. Except now this is what's happening, right? So since July, here we go. So facial recognition algorithms are getting better at recognizing faces in masks, according to data published on Tuesday by the National Institute for Standards and Testing, which is NIST. Drawing on independent testing of more than 150 separate facial recognition algorithms, the new report suggests masks may not be as big a problem for facial recognition systems as initially thought. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now we're gonna have to like put goggles on, like shady goggles to go with our, I don't know, like what's going on here. This is a little weird. Oh, sorry, wrong screen. There we go. Vendors okay, so drawing on independent testing of more than, we already read that. Vendors voluntarily submit their facial recognition algorithms to NIST for testing as part of the facial recognition vendor test, FRVT. Everything's got an acronym, and it's grotesque. Imagine all the acronyms lined up in a row when they circle the world twice. Okay, the Institute publishes results of those tests on a rolling basis as each algorithm is submitted. When NIST first examined masks' effect on let's see what I did there, facial recognition in July, it found that algorithms weren't great at identifying faces with masks. Unsurprisingly, it's hard to recognize a face when the nose and mouth are covered. Okay, so anyway, long story short, this is the facial recognition algorithms are getting better, and they're getting used to masks. And right, how's that make you feel? So I was over at the Best Damn Podcast talking with them for a little bit, and I was like, "Hey guys, I don't mind wearing a mask because I'm dodging the facial recognition." And I think Bailey said, "Well, they're going to scan your retinas." I was like, shit. And here we go. It's honing in, right? It's starting to, what else can they detect if they can't detect your mouth and your nose? Well, they're going to start measuring how many eyebrows you have and counting those from the satellites in the sky. Yeah, the world we live in, right? Let's see. We got some more. Candy from Las Vegas, thanks for showing up tonight. We got, let's see. Derek says Fidel Castro's son is Trudeau, right? I think maybe that's a hell of a conspiracy. I've heard that. Let's see. Kurt says, hell, well, they show us more than a decade ago they could scope a face through a ski mask. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let's see. Mateo says, got to wear a mask with Doc Brown blade shades to identify that. Exactly, right? But then, no. So there's been actually algorithms that they will determine, like, based on the length of your step and, like, how you walk. So they can even determine who you are without any of that, just by your normal walking pattern. So we're gonna have to start mixing it up, guys. We're gonna have to start intentionally limping here and there when you're out in public, just to kind of throw the algorithms off. Yeah, crazy stuff, right? Crazy stuff. Like I said, the world we live in. Okay, let's do this. Eric. Why don't you give us a call and we'll talk. Let me pull up the monolith stuff here. 702-957-1037. Okay, so now let's see. Let's find the monolith. Here we go. Okay, wait. Okay, so a lot is happening with this monolith, right? We have a video that we put up on the YouTube channel, and I was one of the first ones to get it up there. Not super fast, but kind of ahead of most of the mainstream media. And yeah, so in Utah, right, in kind of in the middle of nowhere, we had a monolith appear. All right, and it was. Hold on, let me get the. Let's see. Okay, let's pull this up. All right, so, jeez, I didn't see this. There's breaking news. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, so much good monolith news. This is nuts. Okay, it's one of those things, right, where you're like, nah, this can't be happening, right? Just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any more weird, well, it continues to get weird. All right, here we go. Link in this. We're going to talk about the monolith. Okay, so the monolith was a tall, metallic, about 10 feet tall, 3 meters high, right, for you non-metric types or metric types. It was just found kind of in the middle of a canyon, like I said, in a dark desert canyon. Cool wind in my hair, right? So it showed up kind of randomly, and people weren't sure what to think of it. Okay, and so of course, it went to aliens. So this is an alien artifact, kind of like 2001: A Space Odyssey by Kubrick, the Kubrick film. And so it was right. It was that whole thing. And you're like, well, maybe, right? I don't know. Aliens, I don't know. I think that's kind of a stretch in my opinion, but some other weird stuff is happening. With this, okay? Now this thing appears, okay, and so Google Maps determined it had been there for 4 years out in the middle of the desert, right? So back in, I think 2015 is the last shot they have of this particular spot in Utah, in the desert, where the monolith was not there. This 10-foot tall, metallic monolith, like, for lack of a better term, that's really what this is. All right, okay, it's been sitting there for 4 years. It's found by a highway patrol that's flying and doing a head count on bighorn sheep. All right, so that's what happens. They see it from the sky and they're like, "What the hell is this?" And they're looking at it, they're doing their thing, and they're like, "Okay, well." Then it catches not really a lot of news. It's just like a Facebook post, and it probably had like, I don't know, 30 likes on it or something. Like it was not really widely distributed. So I saw it and we did a video, put it up. And then, right, so that what happens is, of course, the internet sleuths out there, they find out exactly where this thing is, right? Actually, the last show we did, we had somebody, I can't remember who, thank you for getting us the coordinates to it, but it ended up that the internet found out where this thing was, right? Searching through Google Maps and everything else, right? Even though the Utah Highway Patrol wanted to keep it kind of quiet. Okay, so what happens is, of course, like you would expect, once people find out what it is, everybody's bored and in lockdown. Well, a shit ton of people go to check out this monolith, right? So it becomes like this tourist attraction, all right? And you end up there, and with now dozens of people are going out every hour to see this thing in a spot that's remote, and you're not even able to, there's no restrooms out there. Right? There's no services. It's not really set up for like, a tourist attraction. So of course what's happening, people are crapping, people are peeing, people are doing what people do out there, right? Making a mess, and et cetera, so on. So okay, so the monolith now, so this happens. All right, so this, like, tons of people go out. There's footage of people kind of looking at it. It does have rivets in this thing. It appears there's saw marks cut into the red rock, the bedrock there. So it definitely appears this is not an alien contraption, okay? There's like human rivets. There's, saw marks underneath how they installed this thing. It's not actually one piece. It's like three tall sheets of metal with like a pyramid tip on top. So, I mean, it's, like this, it seemed impressive before you learned some extra details. And then when you learned some details, it was like, okay, not so impressive, right? All right. So it's like a case closed, right? Somebody put it up trying to be cute, maybe an art project like the Banksy stuff. Who knows, right? Who knows what's really going on? But then it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. This thing disappears. This thing just up and disappears. All right, here we go. Here we go. This thing just vanishes. Let's see. Let's pull this up. This is reported by Mashable. And yep, yeah, it just disappeared. Here we go. Let's put this on the screen. Yeah, all right. And here you go. Mashable reports, mysterious monolith is missing, and people have theories. Yeah, well, yeah, people have theories, right? People have theories. Let's see. Who am I missing? Everybody good? What's up, Johnson? I see you there. Thanks for showing up tonight. Let's see. Elvis has left the building, says Kurt. Let's see. Taylor says, in all honesty, those 4chan guys can pull a hell of a prank. Yeah, it might be them, right? I don't know. So I would say that if it was like, it goes up and then like they're talking about it like a week later type of thing. But that's not what happened. Like it's been there for 4 years. Like that's a long time to wait for a prank, right? So, okay. So anyway, the metal monolith, this is by Mashable.com. The metal monolith planted by unknown sources in the Utah desert at some point before last week has gone the same way it arrived, shrouded in mystery. Officials from the Utah Department of Public Safety and the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources discovered the three-sided silver structure on November 18th via helicopter while on a routine mission to count bighorn sheep. All right. We know this. All right. Now, the monolith is no longer, except for some remaining rocks and a triangular piece of metal, it is no longer, according to the visitors who posted photographs. So, according to this Twitter account here, let's see, let's go to this, and yeah, here's the photographs of this. There's nothing left, just the top of this, right? Just the top of this thing. Okay, and so you see, right? There's people out there hiking, and there's people doing their thing, and they're out there being just being people, right? Not that there's anything bad about being people, but people being people. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. All right, we're gonna go to this phone call. We got a phone call. We got Eric from Pittsburgh. You're on Troubled Minds with Mike. How you doing tonight, my man?
Mike, how are you?
I'm fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Thanks for the call. So all right, you got theories on this monolith? What do you think about this whole thing?
Yeah. So I've been following this quite heavily now since our last show on Friday, and there's quite a few things that are interesting about it. I don't know if you've been following it, because there's a lot of famous YouTubers right now that are getting in their helicopters and they're actually flying out there, and it's caused a lot of problem with the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management. I think we talked about that on the last week's show or whatever.
Correct, yes.
But the one thing that people were doing is they were making a big spectacle of jumping on top of it and taking pictures on it. So that was their big claim to fame. They wanted to be the first ones to take pictures on it and things like that, which was cool. But then while they were taking their helicopters out there, they were having problems getting to the destination. Now, the one thing that I thought was really funny was they were saying that it's 2 hours off of any major highway. And what was causing a problem for most people that were going out there was if in the event where your car breaks down or anything like that, you're liable to die. I mean, you're out in the middle of the Utah desert. But the one thing I was waiting to see if you were going to pull up is where it actually relocated to.
Yeah, actually.
On the other side of the planet.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Okay. All right. So then, so the story goes like this. It shows up, right? November 18th, they find it. People start showing up, like just like Eric here said. It's a little bit remote. Like I was saying, like people out there pissing and shitting all over the place, leaving their garbage. Like people do people, unfortunately. And then it just disappears. All right. It just disappears. This thing just up and vanishes, and just like the pictures we showed, that there's just the top of this thing left, like the little pyramid top, and it appears to be gone now. And so, as a result of this, well, the theories abound, right? People have theories, and so I was like, okay, well, and I think that the tragic part about all this is like this is pretty cool, right? But the tragic part is you can't find like a singular narrative based on news sources, right? Because everybody's trying to twist and spin their clickbait headlines and their BS and this and that, So like it's really difficult to find like an investigative reporter that went and figured out what the hell happened here. Well, I found one. I did find one, but it is difficult. So anyway, so we'll get to that in a sec. Okay, but okay, so this thing disappeared. All right, so it was there for what? It's this is December 1st. They found it November 18th. It disappeared a couple 3 days ago now. So I think Friday it actually ended up missing. So now it was out there for a couple weeks that we knew of. People were visiting. It was attracting lots of folks in the desert, like you said, remote, and then it just ends up gone. Like the next day, people show up and they want to get pictures with it. Like you were saying, people were standing on top of it, taking pictures, and all kinds of stuff was going on, right? But then they show up the next morning, Saturday morning, and this thing is just gone. So yeah, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? As mysteriously as it comes, it vanishes. Okay, so then it shows up on the other side of the world. Let me pull up this article. I didn't have this one ready because I wasn't prepared to go into the full story here. But hold on. Go ahead and tell us what happened on the when this thing resurfaced. Apparently,
so there's a couple things about the monolith that really caught my attention. I mean, I was trying to show this to distant family members and everything that are elderly, and they're obviously out of touch with social media and such, and they were investigating it, looking at it, and they were just like, "Hey, look, if you look at it, right, it has rivets. That's man-made. So this could be art. Obviously, this is something that's probably blown out of proportion. But what really caught my attention and threw me through a loop with this is if you compare the one that is in Utah and the one that is in Romania side by side, obviously it's not the same thing. So now, are we all just being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher coming out of the corner? Is that what's happening? Or
feels
is
like
it something that, who knows? But I feel like this is, this is what we live for, right? This is why we do the talk show.
No, this is fun as hell. Definitely fun as hell. So here we go. This is reported by the New York Post. Another mysterious monolith appears in Romania. And this is November 30th, 2020. And so here we go. Let's, just like Eric was saying here, let's take a look at this. I'll full screen it and just play this video. And you can see it's similar, but it definitely has some some metal markings. So it's not exactly the same type of stainless steel that the other one was, and so on and so forth. So here, let's play some of this and you can see exactly what happened. So the one disappeared from Utah, and then a day later or 2 days later, this one, bing, appears in Romania. So, okay. All right. So how's this make you feel? So clearly, look, if you look at it, there are different markings on this. The metal's different. It's not the same thing. Okay, but is this going to be the new social media 4.0? Like we're just going to start hoaxing each other with bizarre shit in different countries the world over? I don't know. It's fun anyway. It's fun. So there you go. There's what it looks like. The one in Romania. So what did you think when you first heard it was in Romania? What are you like? No shit, because that's what I did.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, oh, man. It actually caught me by surprise because I was trying to show it off to my family, and I was like, hey, there's this object that appeared. And what they did was they Googled it right in front of me, and they were like, no, that's left over from a movie from 2001. And I was like, what? And then I had to go back and do my research because I guess there was some movie that this was premiered in. I still haven't followed up on that. Do you know what this movie was?
Yeah. Okay. So there's supposedly this is what some people are saying, and this is unconfirmed as far as I can tell. They said that the one that was in Utah was some set piece they put up for like a low budget sci-fi series, and that's what that is. And they left it there. It got left, right? But I can't confirm that. I haven't seen like a clip of like that actually in a movie or a series or anything. I did hear that theory, and I don't have a confirmation of that, but I know people are saying that.
That's what caught me off because on last week's show, we were showing that in 2015, it wasn't there. In 2016, it was there. And then it took us 4 years to social media, everything to really make it famous, right? Well, the movie that they were claiming, and I didn't read too much into it, but the movie that they were claiming it was from 2001, or the title of the movie was 2001, one of the two. But if that's the case, it just completely offsets the chronological timeline for when this thing suddenly appeared. So then, of course, my conspiracy hat came on, and I was like, oh, man, now I'm super interested. But the video I saw, they tapped on it, they took their little helicopter, they flew out there, they did their thing. It sounded hollow. It had rivets in it. It looked man-made. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting stuff, man. But I think the curiosity behind it is what makes it all the more fun.
Yeah, totally. This is the new way of going viral, right? Now we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see people just doing all kinds of dumb stuff like this because of all the attention it got. Now, okay. So here's the crazy part, right? So I didn't know this. This is like breaking news. All right. So okay, this thing appears November 18th. They find it. It's been there for 4 years in Utah. This metallic monolith, right? We all know this. Then it disappears this past Friday. Then a day later or 2 days later, another one appears in Romania, right? Which we're just looking at right here, reported by the New York Post. I'll link if you guys want to check out the article. But then, all right, it gets better. It continues to get better because guess what? Yeah, no shit. I just saw it right now. Hold on. Let me pull it up. The one in Romania has now disappeared. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right.
No.
Yes. Yes, it's now also gone.
Here comes Asia.
No, yeah. Exactly. What the hell's going on here? And this was today. All right. So reported by the Mercury News today. Here it is. There's a second monolith, and it disappeared too. Bucharest, Romania, December 1st. A shiny metal monolith vanished on Tuesday from the mountains of Romania, where it had appeared amid furor over a similar object in the Utah desert. So there we go. So now that's the thing, right? It's going to be like whack-a-mole with with these metallic monoliths that happen the world over. Oh boy, too much fun, right?
So, have you had any other theories about this monolith besides the fact that it's just art? Because right now the general concept is it's just art. It's from a movie set. I mean, have you had any other thoughts about this?
No. So at first I was like, when I saw the initial photographs in the Facebook post, I was like, this is peculiar. Like, I didn't quite go into conspiracy overdrive just yet because I wanted to see additional photographs of this thing. Like, does it actually have, human screws or rivets, or, does it look like it was machined by people, or, you know what I mean? It'd be a little different if it didn't have any of that. So yeah, I was like, let's reserve judgment till I see a little bit more. Then Kelly and other folks posted the actual some guy that went down there. He wasn't a YouTuber, but he was one of the first people to get a video up and actually hands on this thing. And it was clearly like I said, saw marks in the bedrock and rivets. So then my brain kind of turned off. So I didn't have any fun theories about it. How about you? Did you have any fun theories about this one?
So theories went out the window the second I saw the rivets.
Yeah, same
That's
here.
what did it for me.
Yeah, same here.
Because
but okay.
If it was like, okay, this is some crazy metal or something, I'd have been like, okay, cool, because then it takes me back to Roswell, where we found that metal that supposedly is like indestructible or bends and then reforms its shape. So I was like, part of me said that there's a small chance it could be that metal from way back when, 60, 70 years ago. but then they started knocking on it. It sounded hollow. It sounded, like aluminum. But then when it relocated, I was like, all right, well, the Easter chase is on, or whatever you want to, call that. And it's exciting stuff for the moment until it relocates.
Exactly. Okay. So now we have it disappearing from Romania tonight. It is gone now. So as soon as it arrived, it is now gone. So I guess we're gonna be on the lookout for where the monolith shows up next. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's unfortunate that the people showed up and started like messing up the desert out there in Utah, right? Because that's, like I said, that's what people do. People are going to people. But okay, so I did promise I had some actual reporting on this, on what happened. All right, check this out. Our good buddy, he actually doesn't know who I am, but our good buddy George Knapp on Mystery Wire, he got to the bottom of this. I'm not sure where he got the tip from, but they actually have photographs of people removing this thing, and it's not the aliens. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Where is this? Mystery Wire. Wait, is that what I linked? No, I linked the wrong one. All right, here we go.
You got photographs of people removing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like actually taking the thing down. So, but clearly not putting it up. That would be more fun, right? To see if they were, if we're going to do this, guys, if somebody wants to do something like this, we're doing it, and we're wearing like alien heads and like full, like, you know what I mean? So like if somebody gets a photograph or like a satellite image, maybe snaps us, it's going to get us looking like aliens putting this sucker up. All right. So we're going to do this right. All right, check this out.
Got to go all out.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I mean, maybe they did and we just didn't catch him in the act. Okay, so here we go. This is from MysteryWire.com. Humans demolish Utah monolith and trash delicate desert is the name of the article here. But this is from George Knapp. Here we go. So the Bureau of Land Management, BLM, that's what BLM, the other BLM stands for, visited the site where an illegally installed monolith had previously been discovered to confirm that an unknown party removed the structure sometime on the evening of Friday, November 27th. And not only that, they have somebody that took pictures. They were there and saw them remove it. So the BLM stated they did not remove the structure, which was discovered on public lands on November 18th. On the social media platform TikTok, a user that goes by the name Sylvan Slacks posted a short video of the monolith being removed. His user page includes links to a website of Moab Canyon Tours, where there is Sylvan listed as a guide. So hold on, let's see. We got photographs here, actual photographs of this. Okay, so here's what you were saying, right? So this is this guy's Instagram, and this is what people were doing, right? They were taking photographs like this, where it was standing on top of this thing or whatever it was they were doing, right? Like they were trying to get that's a hell of a shot, right? That looks really good. But, again, going out to the middle of the desert and kind of messing up the desert is kind of how this went down. But these individuals, they were out there taking these photographs, which are really nice photographs, by the way. If you want to check it out, it's right there in the guy's Instagram. But okay, so there we go. There's one of the last shots of the thing before sundown. And so they were hanging out as the sun was going down. They were getting some good pictures in the good light. You know, the best light is when the sun goes down to take pictures, right? So they were there doing that. And here we go. He says, let's read this. From Ross Bernard's on Instagram. He says, if you're interested in what exactly happened to the monolith, keep reading because I was literally there. On Friday, 3 friends and myself drove the 6 hours down to the middle of nowhere in Utah and got to the trailhead around 7 p.m. after passing a sea of cars on our way in. We passed one group as we hiked towards the mysterious monolith, while another group was there when we arrived, and they left pretty quick after we got there. For the next hour and 40 minutes, we had the place to ourselves. So that's where they got those nice photographs. And, right, like I said, sun going down, perfect time to be taking pictures of this stuff. Okay, so the guy says, I had just finished taking some photos of the monolith under the moonlight and was taking a break, thinking about settings on my camera. I needed to change from my last battery drone flight when we heard some voices coming up the canyon. We were contemplating packing up our things as they walked up so they could enjoy it for themselves like we did. At this point, I looked down at my watch and it was 8:40 p.m. 4 guys rounded the corner and 2 of them walked forward. They gave a couple of pushes on the monolith and one of them said, you better have got your pictures. He then gave it a big push and it went over, leaning to one side. He yelled back to his other friends that they didn't need the tools. They all came over, took this thing apart. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys can read it all yourself if you're into this. But yeah, they were there. They've got pictures of these guys actually knocking this sucker down and taking it. And it doesn't even appear that they were like, part of the shtick. I guess they were people that were just sick of people ruining the desert. So they just came and they're like, nope, we're taking this MFer down, and people will stop coming. I think that's what it was all about, which is kind of cool, right? But yeah, so they're actually photographs of the people taking this down. So no, guys, it wasn't aliens. Aliens didn't take it down. I cannot confirm that aliens didn't put it up. It doesn't seem likely at this point because of the rivets, but I don't know. Did you see that? Did you see this being reported, Eric?
No, this is the first for me because I've been looking everywhere to see. I thought BLM took it down, honestly, and that I mean, this answers a little bit of the puzzle piece here because now we know the real question is did they take it down because of the problems that they were going to have if more people were showing up, and then you have somebody's car that breaks down in the middle of the desert and they end up causing helicopters come out and rescue them, and then you got tax dollars being spent, and the government could have put their hand in this and said, hey, shut it down, much like the whole Storm Area 51, they can't stop us all nonsense that obviously got shut down.
Yeah, so I agree.
Now I'm curious to see where it reoccurs, because if it comes back out, where next? And then will their government go in and take it down? If our government did take it down, because they didn't say who that was, right? They just said it was like 3 men that came and they were just like, hey, take your pictures, MFer, and get out of here. Yeah. 4 dudes came and just ripped it down, and that was that. And said something about like they made a comment about littering up the desert or something. So Johnson wants to know, how can you ruin a desert? It's ruined anyway. That's how. You show up and you leave your trash everywhere. You leave a big old dookie by the side of the road. You piss a couple times, and that's how you ruin a desert. Well, maybe not one person, but when you get dozens of people every day in a place that isn't really made for this, yeah, that's how you ruin a desert. So it happens. But yeah, so it could be. You're right. I think so. BLM has said that it wasn't them that took it down. This has nothing to do with the state. But who knows? This could have been, under cover of darkness, right? Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time, right?
Exactly. But you're totally right. Like, so if nobody's been to like the actual desert, right out here, just east of Vegas, you can go out to Death Valley. Like actually freaking Death Valley. Mrs. Strange and I, we were out there in the summer one time, and it was like 135 freaking degrees. It was, I couldn't believe it. There's like a huge thermometer, right, where you can get out and take your picture with the thermometer that says how hot it is out there. And then there's these like unbelievably gorgeous sand dunes that look pristine and untouched, like you would expect in like the middle of Africa with nothing around. It's crazy. But then there's all these signs that say like warning, like don't go out past 50 feet in this or you'll die, because like the heat comes off these sand dunes, and 130 becomes like 150. And like yeah, so there's places in the world where if you break down and there's nobody around, you could die. So yeah, that's a good point on this.
No cell phone reception, nothing, no call for help.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to be in bad shape.
Exactly. Yeah. No joke. When we were driving through, I kept making jokes to Mrs. Strange there, because I'm not shitting you, there were vultures in the air following our car. I was like,
oh man,
this is not good. This is not good. But yeah, it is a thing. It is definitely a thing. So yeah, okay. Any other thoughts on this or anything else while we got you on the phone?
No, the one thing I wanted to shoot you was I was reading an article today by the Daily it's a .co.uk. I don't know how credible the website is, but I'll send you the link. But they did this big article on how Earth is the only planet that is habitable and has the only form of intelligent life. And they went on to say their theory of how Earth is the only planet throughout all the universe and everything. Completely off subject from the monolith, of course, but it's something that I read it and I was like, how can you be that naive or that ignorant to say that we're the only ones that are intelligent? But they had a lot of good talking points to it. And I was just Googling it back up, so I'll send you the link to it, and hopefully one of the future shows, if you find something of interest in that, maybe you could speak to it a little bit. But I thought it was pretty interesting to have that gulp to say something like that. Either that or they're just trying to get the clicks.
Yeah, you know what? We did talk about that article last show, I'm pretty sure. Like, what was it? I want to say Mashable. It was written by some young lady. Like I saw it too, and my eyes almost popped out of my head. I was like, really? This is what we're saying now. We're back to this, like back to like 1940s journalism. Oh, no, not even 1940s, like 1640s, right? Oh, we must be the only intelligent life on Earth. Oh, and by the way, the sun revolves around the Earth. Like what? Right?
It's just crazy what people will do for clicks nowadays.
Yeah.
But I saw that and I was like, man, you got my attention, because if you're going to make some statement like this, you better have something to back it up. And yeah, I didn't know you already put over that, but yeah, that monolith, man. I really hope for Friday's show or Tuesday's show we have a conversation that suddenly it's in India and this thing's cooking at 180 degrees with everyone else over there. We'll see.
I couldn't agree more. It's like a bad paranormal soap opera. So we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled and hope for something good that comes out of this. Oh, geez.
Hey, always good to hear from you, man.
I appreciate it. You too. You too, my man. I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. God bless. Stay safe. We're almost there. December 1st, 2020. 30 more days, man. 30 more days. Oh,
you as well. It's snowing like hell out here.
Oh, nice. Better you than me.
All right, dude.
All right, brother. Take care. That's Eric from Pittsburgh. Appreciate the call, my man. Talking about the monolith in Utah that showed up in Romania and disappeared from there. And yeah, there's a lot, right? Like I said, kind of like a bad paranormal soap opera. But we'll keep an eye on this. Mateo wants to know, who's to say that some low tech aliens don't use rivets? Yeah, right. I guess. Yeah. So okay. Anyway, there we go. I think that's probably enough on the monolith. But there we go. So we had people that were actually there when they saw some people pull it down. Yeah. We'll get to D&D in the second half here, Taylor. It's I promise it's coming. I've got all kinds of D&D clips. I wasn't even planning on playing them because I always have extra just in case. Right, just in case I, get tongue-tied and can't really talk, but it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. So, okay, all right, let's see. Yeah, very nice, Eric. Thanks for the call. Again, that's Eric from Pittsburgh, guys. Give him some love in the chat there. He's both in YouTube and on Facebook. All right, super fan. Appreciate that. He taught me what a Commonwealth state is. I'll never forget. I looked it up after that. I was like, oh shit, yeah, there's more than one even, and they're really bad with their booze laws. It sucks. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. So let's keep on moving here with some more conspiracy news. All right. What do we got? Here's another one. Let's see. How about this from livescience.com? Let's go to China for a little bit. Yeah. Here we go. Let's link this and then we'll keep on rolling. Eric says calling isn't for the faint of nerves. No, you're good, bro. You were fantastic. It's easy, right? You just get on and you talk. You talk. It's okay. All right, so here we go. Livescience.com. Chinese submarine reaches the deepest place on Earth. This is about as low as any person can go. Oh, burn. Okay, but the Chinese submersible, the Fendhaus, just reached one of the deepest spots on the planet, reaching a dizzying and dark depth of 35,791 feet, which is 10,909 meters for the metric types, according to a state-run news agency. And it, coming from the CCP, we can't be sure. Maybe it was a few feet less than that, but whatever, close enough. But okay, so I thought this was pretty cool. So not only are they sending, so they apparently landed a Chang'e 5 on the moon, right? We talked about Chang'e 4 and the U-2 rover on the dark side of the moon. Well, now they've landed Chang'e 5 on the moon that's supposed to be able to pick up moon rocks and somehow return them to Earth. So that's what's going on. So not only is China on the moon trying to send moon rocks back to Earth, they're also in the deepest places on Earth, the Mariana Trench. Yeah, right? Yeah. That's crazy stuff. This is crazy stuff. All right. So slow down. Settle down here. Everybody settle down. Let's see. What's up to Axel? I don't think I said hello. What's up to Johnson? Hello. Let's see. I mean, I called and talked about how Freddy Krueger was an astral dreadnought. All right. So if you want to get prepped, Dungeon Master, we're going to talk about hellhounds in the second half. How about that? And how they maybe match to the Ozark Howler. So there you go. If you want to prep and you want to pull out your Dungeon Master's guide and your monster manual, there you go. Okay. So if anybody wants to call, you got comments on the monolith or anything else on the China stuff or some other. Actually, one more quick news thing before I read the number and stuff. Hold on. This is fantastic. I pulled this out. I thought you guys would be super interested in this. When I saw this article, I was like, no way. We have to talk about this because everybody here is going to be interested in this. This is reported by cheatsheet.com. All right. Now bear with me. Bear with me for a sec. Okay. Or don't. But the headline is, Andre 3000 receives support on social media after being criticized by Young Thug. I'll just let that hang in the air. I have no idea why, but I keep getting this crap pushed to my phone, right? Google thinks they have me figured out, and they keep pushing me weird shit. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't know who Andre 3000 is, and I don't know who Young Thug is, nor do I care. Really? That's news. That's news for you, right? No, somebody said something bad at somebody on social media, and everybody came to his... shut up. Just shut up. Oh, boy. Okay, let's see. Okay, what else? Let's see. What's up, Dave? Thanks for showing up. I see you on Facebook there. Jeff says, Mariana Trench is in Monterey Bay, California. I've been there many times. Is it really? I thought that was actually in the Atlantic on the other side. I guess I'm a knucklehead. Okay, but all right. So here's what we're going to do. Oh, is that old and new hip hop? Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine by me. I'm just saying, like if this was the news, if this was the actual news, you could be like, such and such said such and such about such and such, and that's the news, and that's what they do. That's the clickbait. I just don't care. I just don't really care. Okay. No offense. I don't care. All right. There we go. We got. If you want to be on the show, you want to talk about the monolith or anything else at this point. This is a conspiracy show. Aliens, conspiracy, paranormal, all that stuff. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. You can find both the phone number and the Discord at troubledminds.org. And there you go. There we go. So Bailey says Andre 3000 is the best rapper ever. He's from Outkast. Okay, there we go. I like Outkast. See, I just didn't know his name. Yeah, audio that was me. See, that was my weird noise gate, the new microphone. I have to stay right on it, which is fantastic. I don't have that. This is better. It's a better setup because I can manage it better. I had one of those pop screens that was like flopping around all the time. It was bad. Yeah. So we're good. Audio's good. Everything's good. All right. Let's look at some more news, and not this guy yelling at that guy on social media. Yeah, whatever. Okay. How about this one? Oh, no. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. This is conspiratorial. How about this? Let's see. Here we go. All right. Let's go to Berkeley.edu, right? That would be the University of Berkeley, California, the famous Berkeley. Sprinkling of neural dust opens door to electroceuticals. That's the headline here. And this is now not only is this terrifying, this is not new. So I've actually said on this show that I can't take this neural dust stuff serious because I've never seen any like scientific papers that back this up. Okay, well, I was looking, and apparently, like we talked about that gel, right? I don't think I can say the full word a couple shows back, but this is another one. So let's read this. UC Berkeley engineers have built the first dust-sized wireless sensors that can be implanted in the body, bringing closer the day when a Fitbit-like device could monitor internal nerves, muscles, or organs in real time. And this is from August 3rd, 2016. This is from a world that had no idea Donald Trump would become president. In a naive world. It was just cruising along. This continues. Because these batteryless sensors could also be used to stimulate nerves and muscles, the technology also opens the door to electroceuticals to treat disorders such as epilepsy or to stimulate the immune system or tamp down inflammation. The so-called neural dust, which the team implanted in the muscles and peripheral nerves of rats, is unique in that ultrasound is used both to power and read out the measurements. Ultrasound technology is already well developed for hospital use, and ultrasound vibrations can penetrate nearly anywhere in the body, unlike radio waves, researchers said. I don't know, though. I think radio waves can touch the soul. What do you think? What do you think? What's up, Adrian? Says, nice micro quality. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sounds good. Kelly, what's up? How you doing? I didn't say hi to Kelly when he came in. What's up, my man? Kelly, yo, bro. Yeah, it's been around, called Smart Dust. Yeah, 2016. Sprinkling of neural dust opens door to electroceuticals. So, correct me. See, like I said, I don't have the answers, guys. I'm just stumbling through trying to figure it out as well. Okay, so let's see. What else do we got? What time is it, and how are we looking? So I can usually measure the time of the show by how much beer I've consumed. So this is I'm halfway through beer number 2. So that's about right. That's about right. Okay, so if anybody wants to comment or whatever, give me a call, 702-957-1037. If you just want to say hi, like Eric said, it's nerve-wracking, right? It's okay. just a conversation. Just you and me. Give me a call. You can join the Discord, please do. And if something happens, like for instance, if we get taken offline for whatever reason, the place you're going to find the most up-to-date information is the Discord. So if you haven't joined that yet, please do. Go to the website, troubleminds.org, join the Discord. Click the link right on top. It'll invite you right to the server, get you in there, and there you go. Lots of people in there sharing lots of good stuff, lots of good information, and it's all positive. Nobody's shitting on each other over there. How about that, right? Who knew? Who knew? You could have a bunch of people in the same spot and nobody's shitting on each other. Interesting. Let's see. Adrian says, what's up, Adrian? Says, oh, yes, video of Gates talking about that very thing today. So many wonderful inventions that can actually help people. They turn into nightmare control and surveillance, right? That's the Chinese surveillance state coming to get you, coming to a place near you. Let's see. Elizabeth says, everything is obviously a frequency. Sherry says, my ears are ringing crazy. Is that because of me? Is that because of the hiss or something else? Something else going on? I don't know. Let's see. What's up? We got, Atlians. He raps like half the album. Okay. All right. Well, I like the guy. Let's see. Eddie says, that's some creepy stuff like Borg tech. I agree, right? Neural dust opens door to electroceuticals, right? Creating bizarre new futures for us. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got? There's other stuff here. Oh, speaking of which, let's see. All right, let's do this. Speaking of, no, that's not the one I wanted. All right, come on. Oh, how about this one? Let's do this one. We haven't talked about climate change and scientific consensus yet. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this one, guys. Oh boy, right. This is all right. This is to you right to the heart of the Georgia Guidestones. So if you guys are into that, you might be into this. Reported by earther.gizmodo.com. Young Americans are scared to have kids because of climate change. Dun dun dun. What's up, Sean? Sean from Canada. Thanks for showing up, my man. Yeah. So the world's leading climate scientists have made it abundantly clear that the only way to avert catastrophic climate breakdown is to quickly decarbonize the entire global economy. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to read that slowly so that can sink in. All right, just so it can sink in. The world's leading climate scientists have made it abundantly clear that the only way to avert catastrophic climate breakdown is to quickly decarbonize the entire global economy. But so far, world leaders aren't making anything close to the necessary changes. To avoid subjecting any more people to a hellish future, many people are choosing not to have children, a new study found. Yeah. To avoid subjecting any more people to a hellish future, many people are choosing not to have children, a new study found. Now you tell me. What's Eric says? Should be more scared of child support. There you go. Right? There are a lot of things here. A lot going on in this, right? Is it okay? So is this the case in like a World War II world? any like basically any time in history has their challenges, right? But is that a reason to not have children, guys? I'm just throwing it out there. Climate change, really? We can't adapt this to this and overcome this. Mateo says agenda on top of agenda, using climate change to depopulate. Perfect, right? There you go. You said it. Let's see. And not only did you say it, you know what? Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, right? Unbelievable that you would go there. Really? Oh, I guess I did bring up the Georgia Guidestones. So, okay. All right. Dave says, I choose not to have children because I like my money. Well, there you go, right? That's a little different than, damning the future of children to a hellish future. To avoid subjecting any more people to a hellish future, many people are choosing not to have children. A new study found. Yeah, okay. You all right? You all right? I mean, think about how absurd that is on its face, right? So, okay. So the thing is, if the human race is to continue, you got to have kids, right? Yeah, people got to have kids. That's just the way it is, right? Like, that's literally the one thing that will definitely end the human race, is if everybody stopped having kids because they were scared of climate change. So do you see how upside down and backwards this is? Not only that, right? So let's say there are challenges that we need to overcome. We can't do that without our brilliant kids, right? Kids, as technology develops, these kids are born. You've seen kids with an iPad these days? You've seen kids hacking whatever they're hacking at age 8 with a laptop? Like, there's that growth spurt in a child's brain where they are far superior mentally than any adult could ever be, right? Regardless of wisdom, because it's a genetic thing. It's a growth thing. It's part of who we are. We gain this knowledge very quickly as a child. And so as a result of this, if we stop having these kids, who's going to save us? You boomers? You bunch of boomers? Oh, geez. I tell you what. There's just yeah. What are you going to do? Joe says, stay single and go to seeking arrangements. Pay for your shit, then kick them out. There you go. Robert says, I'm so late to this party. Well, you're here. That's what counts. But yeah, I mean, upside down and backwards, right? One more time we live in the upside down, and I just, like, the more I see this type of stuff, the more I cringe, right? I was talking to an academic on Twitch, right? This is crazy, right? So if you guys haven't been on Twitch recently, now this is nuts. Twitch has turned into everything because of COVID, right? Because people are staying home. So you get like you get like the young ladies in yoga pants, like, doing, quote, yoga on stream, right? And that's where all the young men are, right? They're watching the yoga in the yoga pants. But there's also a ton of people, which actually didn't used to be allowed on Twitch, by the way. They would ban you for that. But now it's cool. It's kosher. But okay. But I shit you not, I found a philosophy professor that actually teaches at a university. He's got a PhD in philosophy, and he was streaming on Twitch. Like, this is what's going on Twitch, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so anyway, all right. Anyway, if you guys have comments on this or anything else, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. We'll put you on the show. You can talk to me and whoever you might want to talk to. What's up, Steven says, I'm a full-blooded human. Yes. Me too. Let's see. What else do we got? Let's see. Ark says, I have to ask, what do you think about the EU bringing space trash back to Earth? I think it seems counterintuitive, don't you? So if the European Union is putting technology out there to bring trash back to Earth that's in orbit, don't you think it would make more sense to, like, maybe give it like a little kick and kick it out of orbit? out there into the cosmos? I mean, that's a big landfill, right? That's a big old landfill. I think it seems counterintuitive. That's a good question. I think maybe that's where you're going with that. I don't know, but it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Again, we live in the upside down and the backwards, right? And this is what we do. We make up bizarre things that are supposed to change things for the better, and they just don't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know. That, like, it's already in space. Let's just kick it out there and let it float. Let it do its thing. All right, let's see. What else? We got some more news here. What else do we got? All right, we talked about that. We did this. We got that. The monolith, facial recognition, China and the submarine. Here's another one. So if you guys want a good example of, it's not letting me in because the Mercury News. I think I've surpassed my quota here of looking at their site without paying them. Here we go. Look at this. The Mercury News reports this. You guys may have seen this. It's like this. Biden chooses an all-female senior White House press team, right? It's like, yeah, right? Yeah. Now we're talking, right? We're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. This grotesque pop-ups just, you can't even, okay. Anyway, so the Mercury News, you can screw off because I can't even look at your article for 10 seconds without you kicking me off. But anyway, so Biden gets the whole female press team, right? Awesome, right? You would think the way they report this and the way they coddle this guy that it was a first, right? Well, let's go to Twitter, and Kayleigh McEnany, who's currently President, real Donald Trump, already has all-female senior White House press team. So does the VP, so does the First Lady, and so does the Second Lady. just it's not news. This is not news. You know what I mean? But this is how the press will treat this guy. It's unbelievable. And so this is the thing, right? So if you guys think I lean right, it's not that. All right. It's not that. It's because I look at all the media and it's always just like leans unbelievably hard left. And I just can't shake it. I'm like, I look at everything I see, like 80% of the news I get is like, Orange Man bad, like I always say, or right. So like they celebrate it when Biden does it, like it's some thing that's never happened before. And it's happening. It's already happening. Just nobody wants to talk about it. Let's see. What else do we got? Let's see. Shoot it at the sun, I say, says Eddie. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I think Bill Nye, the science guy, said that it's a closed system, and we can't actually get rid of the garbage. So maybe they consulted Bill Nye, the science guy, and he's the one. Maybe he's the one. Speaking of Bill Nye, I think I have an article. I rarely talk about that guy, but there's a weird synchronicity here. Let's find Bill Nye real fast, and then we'll wind this up. Yeah, we're about there. Okay. If you guys have comments, you want to talk about this or anything else, it's this is your show too. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. troubledminds.org. You can find the phone number and the Discord, and get in here. Get in here. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Now let's see. Bill Nye, the science guy. Did I pull this out or did I not? Where is this? So many articles. Holy smackerel. Let's see. Okay. Young Americans scared of having kids. Nope. Okay. All right. I'll have to find this in a sec. All right. Let's go to this instead. Let's go to this. I'll pull the Bill Nye out because it's definitely in my Discord links there. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go to this one instead. We're going to go to this. All right. So, this is from ScienceAlert.com, and this is good to know, right? This is good to know. From November 27th, 2020, brain scans confirm that there's a part of you that remains you throughout your life. Well, thank God for that, right? I'm telling you what, I hate to phase in and out of me being me and somebody else, but let's read some of this. At the very core of your identity, a kernel of self-awareness combines memories of the past with the fleeting sensations of the present and adds a touch of anticipation for the future. It sounds like bad poetry. The question of whether this ongoing sense of you is as robust as it feels has intrigued philosophers and psychologists throughout the ages. A new small psychobiological study weighs in, looking at brain scans to conclude that at least some part of you is indeed consistent as you grow and age. I think that is anybody surprised by this? What's up, Steven says, how deep is the rabbit hole? Well, the rabbit hole apparently is that science confirms the obvious. This is like saying, did you know that dogs, if you teach them properly, they will fetch and bring you what you throw? Oh, no shit. Whoa. Mind blowing. But yeah, this is science, right? It's mind boggling to me that we end up looking at these studies and exactly. Well, thank goodness, right? Exactly. Taylor says, wow, I was worried why wasn't going to be me. Sherry says, when you pass away, your personality stays the same, right? Right? I'm just saying, like, okay, well, the brain, since the brain scans confirm it, this is real. This is real, guys. So you don't have to worry that you're going to wake up tomorrow and you'll be somebody else. If you do, there will still be part of you inside of you. So here we go. I'm going to read this again because this is fantastic. The question of whether this ongoing sense of you is as robust as it feels has intrigued philosophers and psychologists throughout the ages. A new small psychobiological study weighs in, looking at brain scans to conclude that at least some part of you is indeed consistent as you grow and age. Yeah. Miguel Rubianes says this. In our study, we tried to answer the question of whether we are the same person throughout our lives. Okay. All right. Snorted. I actually snorted. That's how funny that. Fred says, wow, what a relief. Eddie says, how much money did that bunk study cost? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Bailey says, what I really want to know if it's the right side of if it's in the right side of the frontal lobe. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a hell of a question. I have no idea. Rob says, your spirit is the real you, right? I don't know. I'll find the philosophy professor on Twitch, and we'll get to the bottom of that. I'm not going to let him off the hook so easily. Okay, all right. Let's finish this up, and then we'll do part 2 of this show. Will be we're going to talk about cryptids. We're going to talk about the Arkansas Howler tonight, and we're going to get to hellhounds after that and how they may be linked. I was actually surprised. I was kind of going through. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after. Fred says growing old sucks. Don't do it. There you go. And Eddie says, I think they are trying to make up for lost budget. Yeah, right. It doesn't make sense here. Like your brain scan to find out that you remain you throughout your life. I think basically if you just have any kind of common sense, I think that will probably tell you what you need to know. Yeah, tell you what you need to know. Okay, so anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? All right. One or two more. Then we'll finish this. Oh, I promised I'd find Bill Nye. Speaking of Bill Nye, let's find Bill Nye, the science guy, and his thing here. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. What's up, Ash, if you're still out there? I got a message from Ash. And he's a funny guy. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get this. Where is this Bill Nye, the science guy article? This is funny because, well, Bill Nye, the science guy. He said it was so the reason I bring it up is because regarding the junk in space, he said it was a closed system, right? He says that you can't get talking about ideas of getting, garbage into space or throwing it into the sun or these types of things, right? It was like, all right, well, we're going to, we can't do that because it is a closed system. It's not a thing. It's not possible, right? Even though there's all kinds of technology kind of claiming that you could put a cable from the Earth to the moon, and there's some options here. But anyway, here we go. Reported by LiveScience.com. Give the gift of Bill Nye with his virtual reality science kit. There you go. There's Bill Nye. I promise Bill Nye, and I really only pulled this up to make fun of him, but because nobody listens to Bill Nye, right? Does anybody really? I think you have to be like a kid to listen to Bill Nye because the stuff that comes out of his mouth, you're like, oh, this guy's not a scientist, he's a lying propagandist. But hey, whatever. What's up, Bill Nye? There you go. So if you guys want to so I'm not shitting on science, everybody relax, but I am saying that don't take your science advice from Bill Nye. But this science kit looks cool, and I'm not going to sell his product for him, so he can do it himself. But okay, there you go. Yes. All right. As we finish this up, let's read some more chat, and then we'll get to cryptids in the second half. Let's see. What movie? Gio says it's the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie Idiocracy. Everyone smart is scared to have kids, and only the dumbest people reproduce. Yeah. There you go. What's up, Benjamin? Finally. What's up, man? Finally what? All right. Let's see. Fred says, wouldn't it burn up in the atmosphere? No, I think if you put a cable attached to the moon, and it was some sort of actually here, let's pull it up. We got a couple minutes. There's like a thing. Hold on, it's a thing. It's like it's been actually put out there as an option of getting things cheaply to the moon, right? So imagine we have a moon base, and it's extremely expensive using rocket fuel to get things to the moon, right? Because of how heavy it is. Let's see. Cable to moon. Watch this. Let's see. Yeah, so there's we talked about this in the past. There's some sort of scientific thing where they say, here it is, futurism.com, So they've said it's possible. They said this thing is possible. And so if you can actually get things to the moon cheaply, then you can, clearly toss them off into space, So here we go. Let's link this and kind of round this conversation up, and then done. All right. What's up, Benjamin? We started about an hour and a half ago. Okay, so here we go. This is from futurism.com, and this is it. These researchers want to run a cable from the Earth to the moon. It's a space elevator concept that could actually work, right? So this is actually from 2019. We talked about this when it came out. It would be much easier to escape Earth's gravity if you could skip the energy-intensive rockets. That's the idea behind the Space Line, a newly proposed type of space elevator that would link the Earth and moon in a bid drastically to cut the cost of space travel. Described in the research published in the preprint server RXIV by researchers of Columbia University in Cambridge, the space line will be tethered to the surface of the moon and dangle down into geostationary orbit around the Earth like a plumb bob, waiting for astronauts to latch on and ride into the cosmos. The proof of concept paper was that the space line could be constructed out of materials that exist today, raising the possibility of easier space travel and perhaps even orbital settlements. See what I did there? See, you don't have to be worried, Eric. You just step on your, put your tongue in your mouth, or put your foot in your mouth. See, I can't even do it. Put your foot in your mouth enough, and then it doesn't even matter anymore because you just get used to doing it. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Yeah, gonna need a long cable. I agree. But anyway, here's the paper. If you guys want to look at it, apparently is a thing. Let's see. Bailey says, let's see. The thing is that if they found it in the right side of the frontal lobe, it's likely part of the God gene, which also is attributed to that location, likely identifying the soul. The virus going around attacks the God gene in the 8th chromosome. More than coincidence if it's there, IMO. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Google also tried making an elevator to space for this purpose. Yeah, exactly. What's a plumb bob? I don't know what the hell a plumb bob is. Anyway, there's the paper if you guys want to check it out, and I did link it, and yeah. So apparently it's possible, right? So apparently it's possible, and it's a thing. So if that's the case, right, and you can get things cheaply to the moon, then you can just kick garbage off into space forever, right? I mean, not that it's really the responsible thing to do, but, well, possible is possible, isn't it? Okay, so let's we're done here. We're done talking about conspiracy news. If you guys want to, we're looking for you, waiting for you. This is your show as well. Remember, you don't have to be Linda Moulton Howe to be on this show. You just or Art Bell, rest in peace, Art Bell, or any of these guys, right? Or Jeremy Corbell. Or Tom DeLong. You don't have to be any of these folks. Just this is your show too. If you want to be part of the show, just dial his phone number 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, and yeah, that's the deal. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about cryptids. We're going to get to the Arkansas Howler, and then we're going to get to hellhounds after that and how they might be connected. And oddly enough, I'll explain the connection and how it kind of came to me. But anyway, here we go. Couple minute break. Go top off your drink, stretch your legs, do your thing, and hit the restroom if you have to. And we'll be back to talk about cryptids in just one moment. And I leave you with, let's see, how about this music right here. Is that 2 minutes? I don't know. I can't really count. We'll call that 2 minutes. Let's do it. Let's fade this sucker out. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds Radio. Yeah, we're going to talk about cryptids tonight, and actually, I'll save this for the end of the show. But a nice announcement for Friday's show as well. We're going to have a really hot show on Friday. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's see. Okay, what do we got? Catching up with the chat. Break time over. Yep. Let's see. What's up? Robert says, I don't want to be Art Bell or any of those others Michael Strange mentioned. I want to be Greta. Yes, you do.
How dare you?
There you go. You got it. You got your Greta. You want your Greta? You got your Greta. She definitely has the je ne sais quoi, right? Definitely. I think that's the extent of my French. Let's see. Put your tongue in your mouth. See, I told you, right? It doesn't matter. You just say whatever the hell you say, and it just comes out the way it comes out. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's start with. Let's see. How about we'll start with this. This is not Cryptomundo. Let's start with this. The Ministry of Truth. We're going to start with the Ozark Howler. Here we go. Now, what that is, if you guys don't know what that is, this should be a wild ride. From the Ministry of Truth. In Arkansas folklore, the Howler is a creature said to dwell in the Ozarks. According to tradition, the creature is bear-like in shape with a gray-colored shaggy coat. On December 2015, the Arkansas television station 40/29 News reported that it had received photographs purported to be images of the creature from a viewer. The station contacted the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, who responded that they had heard no claims of sightings of the creature and said that the images sent to the station were a hoax. However, recorded call records, is that how you wouldn't use another word? Okay. Call records to the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission during the fall of 2014 reveal reported sightings of the beast in Benton County, Arkansas. And in October 2014, a recorded emergency call received by the AGFC indicates a motorist nearby collided with an unidentified mammal at 9:45 p.m. The recorded phone conversation reveals that armed state wildlife officers were immediately dispatched to investigate the bear-sized gray fast-running animal on Pump Station Road in Springdale. All right. So it's a thing. This is the thing, right? The Arkansas Howler is the Ozark Howler is the thing, right? In the Ozarks. And yeah. So what does that mean? What is it? What is this? And what the hell is going on? Let's go to ozarkhowler.com. Yeah, the Ozarks, Arkansas. That's where this went down. All right, here we go. So not only that, so like many of the folklore and the rest of this stuff, there seems to be connections, right? So sometimes you can go back in time, dozens, hundreds, thousands of years, even, right? Like Sean says, ancient Indian skinwalker, right? Like exactly like those types of legends, right? They really go back and don't seem to be like a modern the social media concoction like the monolith, right? Or something like that. It ends up being able to merge this folklore with what's happening today, and then that's how I would assume that at least it's how I go about trying to figure out if this stuff's real or not, right? Like how far back does it go? Are there any sources on this? Are there actually kind of unwritten tales that have been maybe passed along for a long time and then finally got written down, like these types of things, right? I think that these kind of lend credence to the existence or not existence of these things if they actually are. So anyway, all right, there we go. So Robert says, I think I married the Ozark Howler's daughter. Hey, be nice. Hey, be nice. Hey, let's see. Steven says, oh, wait, they said the wolfhound was a protector for the tribe in northern Michigan. Maybe, right? Maybe, right? You guys. Yeah, skinwalkers, right? Speaking of skinwalkers, stay tuned for the Friday show. Gonna have a good one. Okay, here we go. So let's see. The Ozark Howler is home. The Ozarks is home to a large, mysterious creature that is said by some to resemble a dark, shaggy, grotesque panther. And so the howler is usually described as being very dark or black, having stout legs, powerful shoulders, long claws, long canine teeth, and a muscular body. It is said to have a shorter tail, sometimes described as having rings like a raccoon's tail, but fainter. Sounds a little bit like the chupacabra description to me. This continues. It is described as having some lynx-like features, such as pointy ears and possibly a split beard that may be mistaken for saber teeth at a distance. But some witnesses insist that they saw saber teeth or tusks. Because of these features, some believe the Ozark Howler to be a lynx, a very large bobcat, and perhaps a mountain lion, sometimes referred to a catamount, short for cat of the mountains. However, full-grown Ozark Howlers are said to be several times larger than a typical mountain lion and are nearly always referred to as panthers. The Ozark Howler is known for making a variety of strange sounds resembling the full repertoire of a typical panther. It is apparently migratory, but at certain times of the year, it will settle in an area and is territorial. It leaves territory marking signs such as claw raking on trees, prey remains, large cat-like teeth marks, and rarely tracks. The remains of its prey can be found high in trees, hidden under brambles, between rocks, or in caves. Because of its... Oh, wait, let's see. Okay, good. Because of its description, signs and behavior resemble a panther. Many believe that the Ozark Howler is simply a huge unidentified panther or perhaps a living ancient relic American cat from the fossil records. But unlike a panther, its screams and howls can be heard from miles away. There are reports of it being able to walk bipedally over a short distance, and because it naturally carries its head low to the ground, There are some reports of them being headless. It is sometimes said to have bushy fur and a slight snout. Okay, now this website in particular, the Ozark Howler, is just ozarkhowler.com. And it's there's some interesting stuff here, because not only does it go through and clearly has a fantastic description here, right? It's got names of this, right? The different things they were called, like the wowzer, the wampus rat, the whistling wampus, the booger dog, the booger cat, the bear cat, catamount. What is it? Phantom cat, panther, Indian devil, devil cat, santer, black panther, etc. So on, right? So they have interesting takes here on all this stuff, and it's ozarkhowler.com, right? So you expect it to be, but they have a nice thing on the bottom here with hoaxes and frauds. And not only that, the thing that I noticed which was pretty cool, like that other one we did when we talked about the Dogman. They have these websites where these guys kind of track the Dogman and stuff. This, in the About Us section of this website, they actually have sightings. Like, here, hold on. Let me link this, and we'll talk about this in a sec. We'll talk about this in just a sec. All right, so let's see. Confusion with Bigfoot and Sasquatch, and so they have actual reports here. So, we can link one of these. A panther turns out to be a Bigfoot, right? So let's click on this, and it goes to from the files of Bobby Hamilton, the GCBRO. Early fall 1975, the Cherokee County out of Jacksonville, Texas. Lots of pine trees rolling the hills. Here we go. Observe. I was a young girl then, between the ages of 11 and 12 years old. We lived off a FM road out fairly near Lake Jacksonville. I would rather not divulge to the public any closer directions than that. I know that Bobby Hamilton knows the area since he was raised in this area and is a longtime friend of the families involved. But I don't want anybody else bothering the involved individuals, since they are all much older now and don't need the harassment. So let's see. Anyway, in this night in particular, we were all sitting around the living room talking, and we had the windows all raised and was just doing family stuff when we heard the panthers scream right behind the house. The dogs were having a fit, so my uncle said, "I'm fixing to get me that panther." With that, he grabbed his gun and light and headed out the back door. He cut the dogs loose, and they ran part of the way up the mountain behind his house, and he followed. They ran up to one thick bushy part and stopped, turned around, and headed back to the mountain. He got to this point by himself, as the dogs seemed to cower after they had gotten here. Anyway, he ran all the way up there in the dark so as not to spook it off nearly as easily as he would of using the flashlight. So he turned on and shone the light into the bush and moved closer and saw something that totally freaked him out. He came back to the house and put his gun up and sat down. He was white as a ghost, so to speak. We asked what was wrong, and he stated, quote, "I looked into the brush, and my light caught something odd. I really focused my eyes and attention toward this odd thing, and then I realized I was seeing something that I never seen before. In fact, I don't know if anybody has ever seen this thing before." Therein behind the thick brush was a creature that stood about 8 feet tall. It was covered in black hair. It kind of put me in the mind of an ape, but it also looked kind of like a man in one sense. And after staring at it for what seemed like an eternity, which was probably actually only 3 to 5 seconds, it turned and walked up off the mountain on 2 legs. After seeing this, I just turned and hightailed it back here to the house. So there you go. So Grandpa went out to get himself a cougar or a mountain lion, and yeah, that's there we go. So there's some pretty good accounts here, right? So what is that? So Skunk Ape says, Larry, what's up with and some other stuff? Taylor says it's a displacer beast. I mean, displacer beasts have 2 tails, but it explains how it vanishes when needed, right? There's your D&D stuff right there. Claw marks. Let's see. So yeah, this is interesting because some of this could be confused with like the Bigfoot or the Sasquatch legend, right? Does anybody live out in that area? I don't know if we have anybody that kind of lives near the Ozarks or has heard of the Ozark Howler. But so some of the reports I read regarding this, they talked about actual panthers, like a black panthers that live out there, and so it could be like they said, it could be like an old like really small population of just really large black panthers, which of course are native to more Mexico, South America type areas, but moving as far up as the Ozarks wouldn't be unheard of. People migrate all over the damn place, right? Mateo says shapeshifter, Sasquatch pet dog, and Sherry says pure karma for the guy that went after it. Bailey says I think skinwalkers are reptilians, to be honest. We'll get to that. We'll talk about skinwalkers in a little bit. Eddie says I think that's just what it is, a giant ancient like cat. Cat genetics are very complex. Features can reprise generations later. And yeah, it could be, right. So that's what they talk about. So let's see if we can get some pictures here of what these things are supposed to look like. So that's ozarkhowler.com, and they have some other things, right? Some Bigfoot or panther, big gray thing on all fours, kills over 90 goats. Like there's actually some pretty fantastic links here on this website where they go to firsthand sightings of these things, or actually encounters with them. So pretty good stuff here. So it's one thing to have like a fan site up and with some fan art and talk about the Ozark Howler and but then there's actually like links to some websites here that have people eyewitness accounts, which are pretty cool. Here we go. So it's here's another one, ozarkhowler.info. We'll play some clips in a second and let somebody else tell you about Ozark Howlers. But yeah, there we go. Black Cat says Sean, the masked. What's up, buddy? Elizabeth says Arkansas Bigfoot. Yeah, it kind of seems like, right? It definitely seems like it. Okay, so here we go. This is what the skeleton kind of looks like of what they say the Ozark Howler would be. I think they're selling these skeletons, like little plastic skeletons, but you see it's kind of like all fours type thing. It supposedly has horns, kind of like a big saber-toothed cat, or like not the horns, but the big teeth. Yeah, so some interesting stuff here. So again, like this is kind of what I was saying. The ozarkhowler.info, they're kind of selling some merchandise and doing some stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not necessarily the place you want to go for actual information on this stuff. But let's see. Let's click the resources and find out. Actually, I take that back. There's an entire resources page here, which I didn't actually see until just a second. And there's a ton more sightings here, right? Or not sightings. Let's see. Different websites. Anyway, why didn't I start here? I should have started here. But okay. Anyway, let's see. Steven says that's what they're saying. It could be all related, classified under aliens. Oh, I see. Taylor says put glasses on the edges of the tables out in the bush. If you see them stop to knock them off, it's a cat. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's see. Eddie wants to know, why does it have Satan horns? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Okay, so anyway, here's Ozark Howler information. Let's play a couple clips here on what these things are. And this stuff is, again, fantastic information from YouTube. I couldn't find a ton of stuff on YouTube about the Howlers, unfortunately, the Ozark Howler, but I did find a little bit. So let's play this, and we'll start with the Ozark Howler. And interestingly, how this may be, it's from some of the information, a modern concoction, where it kind of doesn't go back, dozens of generations type thing. So let's see what they say about this, and then we'll keep on moving here. Talking about the Ozark Howler, cryptids, and then we're going to get to hellhounds after this, and how it kind of maybe matches up with what you might call like a Bigfoot, or maybe the hellhound myth, or whatever's going on here. So there's tons of stuff, like Bailey said, the skinwalker, or like Penny just said, the skinwalker. There's a lot here that right, when we're talking about unknown critters out in the wild, the dogmen, like we've talked about them in the past, and there are some credible witnesses that have seen these things and can describe them in detail. So here we go, part 1, the Ozark. Wait, is that what it's called? I forgot the name already. Yep, the Ozark Howler. Here we go. Ozark Howler, part 1, action.
Yeah, but our subject today is the Ozark Howler, and I guess we have to ask ourselves, could this creature actually exist? Because when I look at pictures of what people think this thing looks like, it looks like the stunt double of the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Well, biologically, there are some possibilities here. Well, it's described as being a large cat with horns. Many cats possess pronounced ear tufts, and they can kind of resemble horns, particularly in the dark. Another possibility, amazingly enough, in Indonesia, there's a species of cat that has large bony ridges that greatly resemble horns. Another possibility, there is a genetic deformity that can cause a cat to grow bone spurs, and if on the head, will appear to be horns.
So, okay guys, so when you guys ever try to research the Ozark Howler, everybody's going to tell you that the sound that it makes is like the mixture of a wolf's howl and an elk's bugle. But nobody's ever really tried to give a sound that may actually sound like that, or give any sort of evidence. We're going to give that a shot. I tried to splice together an actual wolf howl and an elk bugle together to see what possibly could this sound like. Here's our best guess.
Headphones warning, guys.
So there you go, guys. That's the elusive call of the Ozark Howler. It sounds like the sound we make when we get in the shower whenever it's too cold, like... It just definitely does not sound very happy. Okay, guys, and when you do research on the Ozark Howler, you're going to find 2 photos that are going to predominantly come up with people claiming that they've actually captured the Ozark Howler on camera. And we're going to show you those 2 photos. And the first one we have...
Okay, so I have these photos, but I'm going to go back to that sound, actually. So he, as they describe the sound of this thing, he's actually tried to splice together the 2 sounds of the animal to get what this might sound like. so let's I'll skip to the part again, but listen to what this thing might actually sound like. This is what it is described as by witnesses or people who've had close encounters with this thing. This Ozark Howler. So check this out one more time. Let's see. Let's just go straight to it. That definitely sounds unnatural. Sure is. Crazy men. I thought that was pretty funny. The shower joke. The guy made a good joke. You got props for props are due. Elizabeth says sounds like Oregon elk. Yeah, let's play that again. If you guys have heard this, or maybe you live in that area. Like I said, do we have anybody listening that lives out in that area that maybe has one of these living in the backyard? I thought it was pretty cool, clever of them to try and recreate the sound based on how people describe it. So here we go, one more time. What the howler might actually sound like in a sound lab, put out to the world for consumption. Here we go.
Yeah, but our subject today is the...
There you go. So if that sounds like an elk, and what did he say? Whatever the 2 animals stuck together is pretty good stuff. Let's see. Eddie says, "Save that bite. It's a good one." Yeah, totally. I've actually got. You guys will never believe this, or you might. I've actually got every sound bite like forever. Like I'm like a digital pack rat. I've got it all. I've got it all since the very beginning. All the clips we've ever played. I don't know what I'll ever do with them, but I've got them all on a hard drive. Okay, so anyway, funny as that is. So let's go to part 2. So he's talking about the howler and how there's photographs of these things. All right. So supposed photographs of these things. So I've got them straight from the YouTube video that they were playing here, and it's interesting, right? Interesting looking. So here's one. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. You can't really see much, but this is supposedly what they say is an Ozark howler, right? So they didn't get a good picture. Because, well, you never really do you? You never really do. So there's a better picture next, okay? But here's the what I'm sharing here. I put the link in case you guys want to full screen it and look at it yourself. But this is the second, or the here we go, full screen that. This is the first picture that he's talking about, and it's kind of Bigfoot-y. You can kind of see something out there, not really knowing what it is. But here we go. Let's hear part 2 of this. Ozark howler action.
Is this one? I know it's amazing, from August of 2005.
And it suffers from the same condition that many Bigfoot photos suffer from.
Yeah,
it's kind of a blur squatch.
Now, I'm not going to say it's gray. I'm going to say it's a black splotch that's in the photo.
Yeah, it's too hard to tell exactly what we're looking at. And the other one
is a little bit better. We're going to put it up here for you guys. This one comes to us from 2015 out of Arkansas. And this was a family that was in a state park in Arkansas that claimed that they actually saw the Ozark Howler and then submitted us this photo. Doesn't quite fit the physical description of the Ozark Howler, which is supposed to be the size of a bear.
And also, this is very likely Photoshopped. The lines on the horns are too crisp compared to the blur in the rest of the photo. It's just very unlikely to be real.
It looks like a coyote, maybe?
Possibly, but I'm not totally sure. Maybe a fox with mange.
Yeah, all I could say about it is it does not look like it's eating well. What's very interesting about the Ozark Howler is the folklore that might be able to be applied to this. And most people, when you research this, try to connect it to the black dogs folklore of England or Bargeist, which I'm sort of skeptical if there's a connection other than maybe an appearance, because a lot of times in Bargeist or black dog stories, it typically foretells some sort of bad thing that's going to happen to you which doesn't seem to be consistent with sightings of the Ozark Howler. But Vic might have a better idea, don't you?
All right, I like better ideas. So here we go. Here's that first one that they refer to as a blur squatch, and that's totally it, right? And you can kind of see something in the woods there. You're not really sure. This might be like an orc from Lord of the Rings, right? The one that fought Aragorn at the end there, right? Or this might be a bear, or right? This might be a Bigfoot, or right? What could this be? I don't know. Like I think it might be a stretch calling it a. Well, I don't know, actually. So I guess the people that took the picture, of course, they saw it first, and then they tried to get a picture of it as it ran away. Right, so you end up seeing this thing and freaking out. Actually, I can kind of see looking at this a little bit longer. It does look like a dog's head. So I guess I was looking at it in a different. Funny, right? You look at a picture long enough, you start to see weird shit. But okay, so anyway, I linked it if you guys want to check it out on the full screen and see what's going on here. But there's a lot to this because, well, it does look like a big ass dog. It looks like a big ass dog. Mateo says that looks like the antlers some people put on their chihuahuas for Christmas. Yeah, and then the other one, exactly. So then this next one, I'm even more skeptical of, because it kind of looks like it's photoshopped, like they said in the clip there. It looks like a little dog, right? Kind of like a little puppy that they photoshopped like a long weird tail on, and maybe, I don't know, the face of a ferret or something, and then like horns. But unless that tree is gigantor, like the biggest redwood you ever did see, this little animal is not really as big as they said. So I guess this would be a puppy. A puppy howler, a puppy Ozark howler. I don't know. A baby, whatever it is, whatever they're called. I don't know. But it does look very, what's up, Danny? He says, looks like my ex-mother-in-law. Wow. Can you get her on the show? I'd love to interview her. And pictures is actually, we'll just do it on webcam. That'd be amazing. But no, look. So this looks fake, right? Am I tripping? Does this look fake? So this one looks fake. And so, all right. So then it continues. Let me play part 3 of this. And so there's not really a deep folklore connection here with the Ozark Howler. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Is that it seems to be more of a modern concoction, and there's some people actually trying to hoax this. So here we go. Let's play some of this, and we'll finish up these guys' clip. These are pretty funny dudes. Let's see. I'll get you the link from where all this stuff comes from will be at YouTube in the description, as always, so you guys can track my sources and find out I'm not making this shit up. Here we go. Part 3, the Ozark Howler action.
Well, as much as I'd love for this to be a former bar, guys, those of you who's listened to us for a while know that that's a particular passion of mine, but I agree. I just don't think this fits right. But there are other things in the folklore that do. Both among First Nation peoples and Europeans, there is a folk tradition involving cats with horns, particularly within Europe. Beyond that, the stories of demon cats, which I'd love to get into in another video, are horrific cats, many of them black, possessing horns, although generally seem to be spun to be more of a spiritual nature, not so much a biological nature. But definitely there's a connection there that can be made. Now, if we're excluding the part about the horns, North America, England, and many other countries have been swarmed with sightings, including video recordings of large black cats. Interviewers have even gone to people from the Department of Fish and Wildlife asking about these, and many park rangers will say, yeah, they're out there. They're rare, but they're out there.
So, okay, guys, in conclusion, my thoughts on the Ozark Howler is that it's gone through a very hard time with these recent string of hoaxes. But I think the most important thing I took away from the story of the Ozark Howler is the impact on our culture that it seems to have had, particularly like where it's predominantly, reportedly to be seen. Because when you YouTube the Ozark Howler, you're going to see a lot of stuff on music that the Ozark Howler is inspired, either songs about it or even bands that are actually inspired by the name of the Ozark Howler. And I think that it's resting kind of nicely, I think, in the culture of American folklore.
For me, is this actually a cryptid out there? It's hard to say. What I will say, there are some signs that it exists within the folk tradition, and no amount of just someone trying to mislead cryptozoologists is going to create that sort of folk tradition. Beyond that, is it biologically feasible? Yeah, it kind of is, but is it likely? Maybe not.
Maybe not. What's up, Sherry says, anything goes in Europe. Anything goes. Whoa, anything goes. Like anything? Mateo says, the leaves on the ground give size perspective to this picture here. And you were correct. Again, like I said, there's nothing here that kind of suggests this animal is large. So if this is one of those howlers, it's not a hoax. Well, it looks like a hoax. This particular photograph looks fake as hell to me. But again, right? I'm not the arbiter of truth. This is we have the intelligence of the group, right? What would you call it? There's a term for that. Anyway, so all of us, we make up our own mind what this looks like. But to me, it looks fake. That's what I say about it. So it looks like it was Photoshopped. Looks like some sort of like little puppy or something. Anyway, blah blah. Okay, so now this gets a little bit more weird, and that people have tried to hoax this. Now check this out. This is from the same guys, and they're talking about the hoax here regarding the thing. They actually started the video with this, but I did it out of order because, well, you don't want to talk about a hoax right off, do you? But here we go. Here's these same guys talking about a hoax regarding the Ozark Howler. Part 4 action.
The Ozark Howler, also known as the Ozark Black Howler, or simply the Howler, is an American cryptid seen predominantly in the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas. However, sightings of the creature stretch all the way from Texas up into rural Missouri. It's typically described as being bear-sized, with the body of a thick cat, stocky legs, black shaggy hair, and having predominant horns. It gets its name from its signature sound, often being described as the combination of a wolf's howl and an elk's bugle. Chad Arment states in his book Cryptozoology that cryptozoologists have been plagued with hoax sightings of the creature over the years. However, this hasn't stopped cryptozoologists with collecting some credible accounts of sightings of this elusive cryptid.
Okay guys, one of the first things we'd like to cover here is the elephant in the room. According to the cryptozoologist Chad Arment, when he was doing research for one of his books, he was contacted by a university student telling the story of the Ozark Howler. Well, he talked to some other cryptozoologists and found they had been approached with the exact same story. Supposedly, the student was trying to show how gullible cryptozoologists are, and that, much like the chupacabra myth, he could make up anything and make it go viral and spread.
Which I think is a pretty dick move. I think that if you have the free time in college to try to propagate a large-scale hoax against cryptozoologists, I think maybe you should be spending your time on your studies a little bit more than probably what this guy was.
Yeah, spend your time contacting authors and trying to spread lies. Well, yeah, you said it pretty well. It's a dick move.
And let's keep this in perspective, guys, that there were sightings of the Ozark Howler that came before this modern hoax. So there's already some speculation that this cryptid may actually already exist.
Okay, so there you go. So there's a hoax that actually is part of the mythology of this creature, right? Whatever this is. So what's up? I see there, Mark on YouTube. Mark says, "How do we know someone didn't put a headband on that and attached a tail?" Exactly, or a bad Photoshop, or all of the above, right? All of the above. But yeah, so okay, so some college kid, right? A college student, That's the appropriate term because apparently kid's derogatory these days. You say kid, that's derogatory. I tell you what, everything changes, right? We used to be kids and it used to be cool. Now if you don't say child, you're a dick. Okay, anyway, you can call me a dick. It's fine. Okay, so here we go. Now, straight back to the original website here, the ozarkhowler.com. On the very bottom, he's got the hoaxes and frauds, right? So it says, the Ozark Howler was labeled a fraud by some researchers based on one modern-day hoaxer. But these same researchers believe that Bigfoot is real, even though Bigfoot and Sasquatch has had a great many hoaxers. Now, Lauren Coleman, a famous and respected cryptid researcher, said, specifically, I've never seen a cryptid when I've gone looking for a cryptid, even though I've been on expeditions for 50 years. I've found many tracks, I've heard many screeches and unknown sounds. I've interviewed hundreds of witnesses. In 1972, I saw a black panther in southern Illinois, and I was in a car coming from work, unrelated to cryptozoology, and none of the people in the car would turn the car around. So I was put in the situation of being an eyewitness where I could not go and further investigate the Black Panther report. The Ozarks region does extend into southern Illinois, so it is possible the only cryptid Lauren Coleman ever saw might have been the Ozark Howler, right? So again, right, so this is 1972. They thought they saw a black panther from the car. Now, a black panther does not live in the Ozarks as far as anybody's aware. And so that's kind of what we're looking at here. So maybe this individual, Lauren Coleman, did see a whatever this the Ozark Howler. So pretty good stuff here. Let's read some chat because you guys are funny as hell. You guys are more funny than me. Yeah, the collective wisdom. What's it called? Wisdom of the crowd or something like that. There's a term for it. Where so basically, hold on, I'll look it up. I think it's interesting to talk about because I think when you have a collective like this, hold on, let's find out. Let's see. Hold on. You can't, you may be able to fool one person, but you can't fool all the people, right? Wisdom of the crowd, I think is what's called. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Okay. All right, I think this is it. Yeah, so let's go to no. All right, that's it. This will do. This will do. All right, so this is from Investopedia. I don't know why they actually explain it this way. But okay, wisdom of crowds. Wisdom of crowds is the idea that large groups of people are collectively smarter than individual experts when it comes to problem solving, decision making, innovating, and predicting. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what I meant. That's what I was getting at. It's you can fool one person, but you can't fool all the people. And so, like Abraham Lincoln said, right? So I think there's something to it. You get a bunch of people together and they're all looking at the same thing, kind of on the same presentation, and like and then you poll them afterward, and you know what I mean? Like you're smarter than what an expert might be, just because so many people have so many different takes in life. People have different expertise and all kinds of different things that may not be relevant, but they're relevant to the particular thing at hand. So wisdom of the crowd. There you go. That's what we have. There we go. Better and smarter than the experts. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay. So the Ozark Howler. Let's see. Where are we at time-wise? Do we continue? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we're good. All right, we can get to Hellhounds and stuff in a sec here. But okay, now there's your wisdom of the crowds. The Ozark Howler, right? Let's see. What other resources do we got? Here we go. All right. Now this is from exemplar.com. Another one of those decent websites where they talk about cool things and cryptids, right? It's hard to hate a site that talks about cryptids. All right, here we go. So the Ozark Howler, actual cryptid or elaborate hoax, just like that college kid, right? So the Ozark Howler, blah, blah, we already did this. The physical description, the howl. The most distinctive feature of the Ozark Howler is its unusual cry. Far more people have claimed to have heard the Ozark Howler than have seen it. It's agreed upon by all witnesses that the creature has a terrifying howl. That what this howl sounds like varies wildly, perhaps even more so than its physical description. The Wikipedia entry describes the Ozark Howler's cry as being a combination of a wolf howl and an elk's bugle, which we heard. If you guys want to hear that again, let me know, and I'll play it again. Piss off your neighbor a little more, Bailey. However, witnesses also have described it as being similar to a hyena's laugh. All right, so we got a little bit of cackling in there as well. Okay, so according to this, now we have some sources claim there have been sightings as far back as the early 1800s, and in the 1950s there was a supposed sighting where a black goat-like creature was described as being the Ozark Howler, despite not matching the current common descriptions at all. So again, according to this source, they're saying that if you go back to the early 1800s and even the 1950s, there's people describing this thing. It continues. The idea that the Ozark Howler is a cat-like creature supposedly originates from a sighting in the early 80s when a truck driver who had pulled off the road for the night described seeing a black cat-like creature that had a long tail, shaggy fur, a stocky build, a beard, and red eyes. That sounds terrifying. That sounds like the Jersey Devil, no? That kind of sounds like the Jersey Devil a little bit, too. Okay, so let's see. There, blah, 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 blah. In the cryptozoological community, it has been suggested that the Ozark Howler is related to the Black Dog of Death from British folklore, the Black Dog of Death. Now, so when I was going through this, and I was like, I hadn't read all this stuff yet. I had pulled up the links, and I was thinking about it myself, and I was like, it kind of seems like this might be like that, like the Hellhound from Dungeons and Dragons, or, like the Hellhound from Cerberus, the three-headed dog of the underworld, right? Except, with one head and horns and, glowing red eyes. And I was like, okay, like it was kind of making a connection. But then I started reading some of this stuff, and these relate them, right? So it says related to the Black Dog of Death from British folklore. So interestingly, this is where the Hellhound comes in. Now, according to Exemplar, they say it's all a hoax. They say this thing is that dude from the college is the guy that put this in the zeitgeist in the early 90s when the internet was becoming a thing. And, well, yeah. So this guy writes how he and other cryptozoologists received emails with outrageous claims of a creature called the Ozark Howler. So, yeah. Is it fake? Is it not fake? Again, I leave that to you. This is not up to me. You decide. It seems like there's some hoaxing going on. There's hoaxing with everything. Just like we talked about the monolith tonight. There's some hoaxing going on with everything. And yeah. And I don't know. This clearly looks fake to me, but I don't know about the other stuff, right? I haven't seen one of these. Has anybody seen one of these? Like I said, anybody out there listening near the Ozarks? That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool if you do. All right, so let's see what else. Here we go. A couple more links on the Ozark Howler, and then we'll get to the Dungeons and Dragons portion of this show, and talk about hellhounds a little bit. So here we go. Let's see. And God bless the truck drivers. What's up, Game Vet out there? I'm talking to you. God bless the truck drivers. If there's no truck drivers, guys, there's no grocery stores full of food and beer, cold beer. God bless the truckers, especially the ones that drive the refrigerated rigs. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? More Ozark Howler. This is from Unlock the Ozarks. Here we go. Let's see. More links. I'm dropping all the links I found so you guys can follow along and where I got some of this information from. Oops, that was not linked properly. Okay, and let's see. Oh, okay, Cryptomundo. Now this particular link actually goes over the whole hoax, and this whole thing is that this is just a fake cryptozoological thing. All right, so if you want the actual write-up of how this was hoaxed, Cryptomundo is probably the best source for how the entire story goes here with the hoax. And this is from Lauren Coleman, the cryptozoologist that we talked about previously. But they got these emails from this college kid trying to hoax them, trying to say, look, I can fool these cryptozoologists. They're so stupid, they'll believe anything, right? So then they do it, and then, well, guess what? They sniffed him out. So are they really that stupid? Who's the stupid one here? Okay, so anyway, there's the whole account of the fake cryptozoological Ozark Howler. So if you guys are interested, Cryptomundo has the best write-up for that. And then here's one more. This is from the Ozark Howler, Bizarre and Amazing, Blogspot, so on and so forth. Just doing some link dumps so you guys can see where I got this information from. Read through a bunch of this, and it seems to track. It seems to track. All right, now this led me to. So I was reading through this, and I was like, wait a minute now. So my initial thought was hellhounds, right? Like I said, Cerberus, the three-headed dog of the underworld, right? Everybody's familiar with this. If you're not, it's as the Greek and the Roman mythology goes, that Pluto or Hades was the god of the underworld, and once the souls were ushered down into the underworld itself, at the entrance of Hades, they had Cerberus, the three-headed dog of the underworld, right? And he was there to keep the souls from escaping. All right, he was the guardian to keep unwanted visitors out and to keep the souls from escaping Hades itself. Okay, and that was kind of my initial thought when I started looking at the Ozark Howler. But then this continues, right? As I found this. Now this is from the Medium.com, and it reads this: the headline, "The Ozark Howler and the Black Dogs of Death. America's most controversial monster has deep British roots." All right, so I was like, okay, so what's a black dog of death? What is this? Yeah, guess what it turns out to be? My initial thought, a hellhound, huh? A myth bigger than the Ozarks. Once we look at the Ozark Howler as a mythological figure, the conceptual ecology of the creature becomes clear. Those whose knowledge of mysterious sightings goes further than watching reruns of the X-Files see the deep patterns of ancient folklore and stories of the Ozark Howler. Although the parallels are not perfect, with plenty of regional differences evolving over time, the legends of the Ozark Howler, including its present-day sightings, are clearly a branch of British mythology of the hellhound. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I knew it. I knew it. It was my initial thought, right? So, British mythology of the hellhound. Let's click this link and get you the, there we go, right from the BBC News. But yeah, kind of cool, right? Where you start looking into something and you start reading it, and the more you read, you're like, oh yeah, shit, I was kind of right. You know, it comes from somewhere. Let's see. Shane, what's up? Shane here from MPLS, making a grilled cheese in the air fryer. Cheers, brother. Hey, if you guys don't have an air fryer, that shit is amazing. I've never tried a grilled cheese in there, but the air fryers are pretty hot stuff. Just from a lazy dude that likes to cook delicious food easily. But okay, and you can put vegetables in there. For you folks that are, vegetales, you can put that stuff in there. It's good stuff. It's you throw some carrots in there. Oh, so good. Okay, here we go. From the BBC.com, I just clicked this. I haven't even seen this article yet. Let's read just a little bit of it, and then we'll move on to hellhounds. Terrifying tales of hellhounds. Ferocious black dogs, eyes glowing and teeth bared as they wreak vengeance on the population, have been the stuff of legend for centuries. It has cemented the place of these mythical beasts in English folklore. But how and why have accounts of their terrifying marauding spread so far and wide? All right. Now, I've actually got a YouTube little account of this, so I won't go too... Actually, let's read it. In 1577, according to one particularly poetic account, a snarling beast broke into a church, rampaged through the congregation, and bit the necks of 2 people who promptly dropped dead. Having traumatized the churchgoers of Bungay in Suffolk, the mythical dog known as a black Shuck next cropped up in the country's coast at Blythburgh. I'm not from the UK. You guys will forgive me. Again, it targeted worshippers bursting through the doors of Holy Trinity Church before killing a man and boy and causing the steeple to collapse. The beast left scorch marks on the church door, according to legend. All right. Now, like I said, I've got a video of this. Not it actually happening, but them describing this. So let's watch this real fast, and we'll get to this. This is yeah. What's up, Minneapolis? What's up? I see you there. Let's see. Game Vet says, thanks, Mike. In Wisconsin, I did see a gray wolf on the side of the road that had glowing red eyes and remained glowing for 3 weeks after. Yeah, geez. Johnson says, been thinking about getting one. Yeah, those air fryers, they're solid. They're pretty solid, right? Like you toss some vegetables in a little bit of oil and put some salt, pepper, whatever on it. Like, oh, geez, sweet potatoes are amazing in that thing. Like turn sweet potato fries. Oh, geez. Don't get me started. Okay, here we go. Let's play this. This is from, this is exactly that tale that we just kind of read from that. Now, this is, so we're going from the Ozark Howler, right? Which is from the Ozarks in wherever. I don't know where they're at. I don't know. Arkansas, right? Ish. Somewhere in that area of the country, right? The Ozark Mountains. Now, 2, maybe that tale came from the United Kingdom, came from the UK and from the old days. So the Black Dogs of Death. Let's see what this is all about. Let's play a couple, and there you go. Have mercy, mercy. What's up, Sherry? Have mercy. All right, here we go. Let's play this.
Old Shuck, yes, I see him, I should say, about 30 years ago. What a wonderful night it was. I always remember the moon was at its fullest. In fact, I'd never seen such a beautiful night. And as I was pushing the old bike, I heard these rattling of these chains. And I thought to myself, oh, well, that's nothing. That's just a matter of a horse straying off the marshes. That kept coming nearer and nearer.
Local people still talk about the black dog, and there are very regularly eyewitness reports cropping up.
And I thought to myself, well, I'd better stop here and let it pass. And it was past me as a form as a great big black shaggy dog. And do you know what? There was a gate dead opposite, and that passed through this gate. Well, when I got to the gate, that never had been opened.
It's not just a fusty old legend dating back to the 16th century.
This tale begins in 1577, and deep in the heart of eastern England, a hellish monster appeared one day outside Blythburgh Church amidst the mightiest of storms. Closer and closer it got to the door, while a large congregation sat pensively inside. With a huge clap of thunder, the church doors burst open, and the ghostly black dog made its deadly entrance. Crashing through the building, this hound from hell sent parishioners scattering, killing 2 and toppling the steeple through the church roof. The dog's parting gift were scorched claw marks in the church door, and they remain to this day.
What is...
All right, so just like we read from that article, there's the tale. A tiny village terrorized by this black dog of death, which, of course, if we're talking, you know my love for Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of equates to a hellhound. We've got scorch marks in the door, like this thing is like some beast of hell, right? It has some sort of maybe by some descriptions it breathes fire, right? In other descriptions it has burning claws, which leave these marks. And yeah, so there's a tale here, straight from the BBC, if you forgive me. And we will let's play the rest of this. Oh yeah. Sherry says the dog was scared. That's just a scared dog. That's just a scared dog. And actually some actual modern connections to this. You guys are dropping it in the chat here. Zool, right? From Ghostbusters. Remember the demon dogs, the black dogs. The Larry says the Keymaster of Gozer. You guys remember that? I actually hadn't made that connection, but yeah. So we have these demon dogs, right? That there is no Dana, only Zool. Remember that? Yeah, Ghostbusters, the original. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. All right, here we go. Let's continue with this. So this tiny village terrorized by this dog. Sherry thinks the dog was scared. Well, what if it was a hellhound and it was out for human flesh? That's a little different, isn't it? Here we go. Let's play the rest of this.
This is about black dogs. Why not dogs of any other colour, and why dogs in particular? Black is, of course, a colour of ill omen, and it is associated with death. So that has something to do with it, I think. But dogs are also such interesting animals from the point of view of their relationship with humans and their kind of role in human symbology. The dog is our closest friend. We domesticated it 15,000 years ago, and we rely on it for help, for protection, for keeping us company. But at the same time, if you call someone a dog, that's very insulting. A dog can turn on you and bite you.
The black dog story has become a very popular legend and narrative here that's almost certainly been passed down by word of mouth. I quite often give lectures to educational groups and to the local school, and a few years ago I had a group from primary school here. These were 6 or 7 year olds, and at the end, because they were very quiet and looked rather frightened, I said, well, it all happened a long time ago, and I don't suppose the black dog is ever around now. And at that point, a little girl stuck up her hand and said, please, sir, he is, sir. My granny's seen him. And then a boy stuck up his hand and said, yes, my brother's seen him too, sir. So for them, it is something very realistic because they've heard about it from their own people within their own community.
So I said to the villagers the next night when I got there, the whole story, and they said, well, that's nothing. That's what they call old Shuck. He roamed these roads pretty frequently. He's been seen many a time. But I said I'd never see anything like that before.
These stories tend to take a very similar form across the world. Stories of creatures which herald the fact that somebody is going to die quite shortly, or that some disaster is going to strike the community. But you can slot in different animals into that global story, depending on what local belief ascribes to those creatures.
Yeah, so right, like Bigfoots, like all the things, right? The chupacabras, they got all the things. Except this one is in particular. It has a name, right? And it has a particular tale, kind of like that those wolves that terrorized France, right? Remember that? The Pac de Loup. We talked about that movie probably a year ago now. Like it's been a year since Frank's been gone. It's been a year. 2019, November-ish, end of November. We took a break and then came back and no Frank. And I was like, shit, how am I going to do this by myself? Well, here we are. You find a way. You get bad and then you get better, and then you forget how you got better, and then you get bad again, and then that's the way it goes. But there's an actual thing. Dogs, demon dogs, black dogs from hell, right? Hellhounds, as they are called. So let's finish the story real fast. So this guy's saying that there's people, there are children that believe this dog still exists. My mom has seen him. My uncle's seen him. I've seen him. This still exists. So here we go. BBC, And Mateo says black dogs are the hardest rescues to rehome. I read that somewhere. And black dogs are beautiful. I had a little black dog. He was amazing. Okay, here we go. Let's finish this up talking about cryptids. And this is a demon dog, a hellhound, as you would say, from the United Kingdom. And Penny from the United Kingdom said that never heard this one. Let's see. Eddie says I was about to get a fridge from the beer. Now I'm afraid Zool's in there. Zool. There is no beer, Eddie. Only Zool. What's up? Let's see. Mark says the dog had his. This dog had beef. This dog was abused and wanted revenge. Old Shuck. Old Shuck. Old Shuck was the name of this dog. Here we go. Let's finish this up.
The explanation would be that it was just a thunderstorm of very dire consequences. It certainly was one of the worst storms that has ever been recorded. There's probably never been anything like it in our area before. But because people at that time were very superstitious, they tended to think that anything that happened that was good came from God, and anything that was rather worse came from Satan.
In Britain, they do tend to be dogs, but they're not always dogs. For example, in Denmark, the kind of black dog that we have in Britain, which guards churchyards and prowls around them to keep out and keep in spirits of various sorts. In Britain, that's a black dog, but in Denmark, this is sometimes a sow, which is a rather unusual animal, perhaps, to be patrolling a churchyard. And if you met one, I think you would be suspicious that it was a supernatural being and not just an escaped pig.
Oops, I muted because I cracked a beer. All right, good enough. Good enough. We got it. That's enough BBC, right? That's enough BBC for one night. I think that's probably fair. But okay, you get the idea, right? So it seems that maybe this legend didn't start here in North America, that maybe this legend came from the United Kingdom, right? Remember that whole toss-up we had back in, around 1776, right? You remember all that? So maybe this legend actually came across the pond, as they say, and it kind of stuck, and that tracks a little bit with the Ozarks and that area of the world where maybe these legends kind of sunk in, and who knows, right? Maybe we got Bigfoot, maybe we got the Skinwalkers, maybe there's this whole conglomeration of these myths that kind of stick together as whatever it happens to be. Pretty good stuff here. Let's see, read some chat. Let's see. Taylor says hellhounds in D&D are more messengers or soldiers. Some other stories back that. Okay, yep. We got some D&D stuff I'll get to in a sec. Shane says, what about the experiences that include your own dog? Like what though? I'm not sure what you mean. Like not. I hope not like rabies and like dogs attacking people like crazy. I hope not like that. I don't know what you mean. Let me know. Clarify and we'll get there. Okay. So now let's see. Hellhound 1, 2. Let's see. All right, here we go. Now, what exactly is a hellhound? Now, we talked about this old one named Old Shuck, right? So there's a particular instance where he way back in England, he went through and started ransacking churches, right? And killed some people, and eyewitness accounts passed down generations, and this is what we're talking about. But let's look at hellhounds for just a sec. Let's see. Is this the... Yeah, there we go. Here's what a hellhound is. Part 1, action.
So most of you will be pleased to know that today's video is a happy video about man's best friend, the hellhound. They're kind of like man's best friend, except sometimes they may kill you. So I guess they're not really man's best friend. Many of you may be familiar with the term hellhound, which basically refers to a supernatural dog that can be found in folklore from all around the world. Now, because of their obvious association with hell, there is the belief that all hellhounds are evil, and this is not the case, and in today's video we'll go over the different types of hellhounds and the roles they perform. In regards to their appearance, hellhounds pretty much appear as you'd imagine. They have dark, black, mangled fur that sometimes appears to even be charred. Their eyes glow a menacing crimson colour, and some are even completely engulfed in flames, which is most common amongst cultures that associate fire with the afterlife. Now, exactly what a hellhound does can vary. Some are assigned as guard dogs, protecting the entrances to the land of the dead. These entrances often include graveyards, burial grounds, or literal gates in some stories. In other stories, they act as a divide between the supernatural world and our own, keeping creatures and mythical beings secret. There are also, of course, hellhounds that are charged with bringing back souls from the underworld, endlessly pursuing their victim until they have torn them to pieces. One of the most famous examples of a hellhound that exists in mythology is Cerberus, the three-headed hound that guards the entrance to the Greek underworld. We've mentioned that not all hellhounds mean harm, and we see that with Cerberus, who not only guards the entrance to the underworld, but also guides the dead to the afterlife. Now, quite a few people have previously asked me to cover some British mythology because it's something that's somewhat faded from existence. You'll be pleased to know that the legend of the Hellhound is something that is common across Great Britain. We first travelled to Wales to take a look at their interpretation of a hellhound, the Cwnanwn. They were a spectral hound that for the most part was considered to be benign. They may have a ghostly white appearance, but their ears were red. This dates back to the Celts, who considered red to be a colour associated with death. They would eventually be nicknamed the Dogs of Hell, as it was believed if you were to hear their howl, then death would soon follow.
There you go, right? If you were to hear their howl, then death would soon follow. And that sounds like maybe the offspring of Cerberus, the three-headed dog of the underworld, just with one head. Larry says the Hound of Baskervilles. Yeah, there you go. There you go. In modern times, we got Cujo. Cujo. Yeah. Was Cujo a hellhound or just a crazy dog? I don't know. Let's see. Shane says, I woke up in my cabin neighbor's yard with my dog. My sister found me. I'm not sure. What the heck? Like you, meaning what? Like you disappeared? And I don't know. You're leaving out some details there, man. Shane says, coyotes for the most part. Yeah. Maybe it could be. Yeah, fill in the details and I'll read that on the chat. Okay, so let's see. There's part one, hellhound in England. Here we go, part two.
The black shuck is a type of hellhound that is found along the English coastline in Suffolk, Norfolk and Essex. Here there are local tales of a large black dog the size of a horse. It has eyes that resemble fire, and oddly enough there are stories of the black shuck appearing as headless. The majority of stories describe encounters with the black shuck as terrifying but rarely deadly. It often haunts graveyards, crossroads and dark forests. Some stories describe the black shuck as scaring its victims to within an inch of death and then leaving them alone to continue an ordinary life, as if it takes enjoyment from other people's fear. There are some stories, however, where it is more benign. It would appear only during the evening and accompany lone women, ensuring that they get home safely. The stories and legends of the black shuck have existed in the English countryside for over 1,000 years, and for those Sherlock Holmes fans out there is a good chance the black shuck was the inspiration for the legend that we see in the Hound of the Baskervilles. Staying in Britain, we now head to Yorkshire, where there are tales of a hellhound that goes by the name of the Barghest. This is a monstrous black dog with huge claws and enormous teeth. This hound is far from benign. It prefers to prey on lone travellers, and needless to say these travellers would never be heard from again after an encounter with the Barghest. The Barghest was also thought to be capable of shapeshifting, assuming several different forms. A headless man capable of vanishing into flames, a headless woman, a black dog, a rabbit, and for some reason a white cat.
Interesting, right? So this is we started with the Ozarks, the Ozark Howler. Now we're in England, and we're talking about maybe a shapeshifter there. We're talking about fire breathing. We're talking about rabbits and black dog. There's a lot here, right? And so I think if you're talking about this and maybe shapeshifters, I think you could bring it back to maybe the Skinwalker, right? Like these sorts of things, like what's really going on. Here's go, Hellhound Part 3. We're talking about hellhounds tonight, and how this tale may have crossed a pond and spawned the tale of the mythology of the Ozark Howler. So here we go, Part 3 of the Hellhounds, and then we'll get to some D&D and the rest of this. Where are we at? Let's see, time wise. Where are we? What's it look like? Oh yeah. Okay, we're good. Plenty of time. All right. So here we go. Part 3, the Hellhound, and this is pretty good stuff. Part 3, action.
The notion of hellhounds appearing as ghosts and even shapeshifters is actually one that is quite common throughout Great Britain. In Northern England there are tales of a trickster-like hound known as the Guy Trash. This was a black dog that would lurk around the roads waiting for travellers, haunting them and leading them astray. It was believed that they could appear as horses, mules and dogs, and if you were to come across one whose eyes were glowing, like burning coals, then it's believed their intentions were evil. This was considered quite important, because there were tales of the Guy Trash where they would guide lost travellers back to safety, so the eyes were then used as a way to distinguish between a spirit that wanted to help you and one that wanted to kill you. There is a type of hellhound that was believed to have been a spirit of the church, and these appeared in both Scandinavian and English folklore. They often looked after and oversaw the overall well-being of a particular church. These hounds were referred to as the Church Grim, and they appeared to be much smaller in size than the hellhounds that we've previously discussed. They were also believed to have enjoyed loud noises and ringing bells, which could be another reason why they were attracted to churches. If we now move away from Scandinavian folklore and into Norse mythology, we now have our next example of a hellhound, Garm, the guardian of the gates of hell. Garm is often described as being either a wolf or a dog, but quite similar to Cerberus, they both guard the gates to hell or the afterlife. Overall, hellhounds can be quite a mixed bag. They can appear as wild animals, protectors, guides, and even tricksters. The term hellhound is quite broad and can refer to all manner of creatures, but they're most commonly recognized as large dogs with black fur and eyes that glow a menacing shade of red.
All right, now check that out. So we're talking about now spiritual guides, we're talking about tricksters, we're talking about shapeshifters, we're talking about protectors. So now we have this huge mixture of all of these things, right? Like compare them all together, and you like this could be like a guardian angel. This could be like from the Native Americans, the spirit animal, right? This could be from the from witchcraft and that type of thing, like a witch would call a cat a familiar spirit, right? Shapeshifters could be like there's a ton of things here. Could be the actual skinwalker. So there's a ton of things here that are peculiar, at easily peculiar, and it makes me wonder, like, what the hell's going on here, right? Like like we always say is, the aliens and the demons and all this mixed together, right? The spirits and the this and the that. Is it all the same phenomena somehow? And I think when we look at these stories, it seems to track that maybe there's some connections with a lot of this stuff. Crazy stuff. Sherry says curses. Like this could be curses from cursed dogs, cursed shapeshifters, cursed spirits. I guess all of that kind of applies. Adrian says correction. Not gated was Elon Musk. It's like a Fitbit for your brain. I'm not sure what you mean. Not Gates was Elon Musk. Oh, the Fitbit. Yeah. Yep. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier. Let's see. All right. What else do we got? Stephen says similarities in stories throughout the world. Completely correct. Let's see. And Adrian links. Oh, there we go. There's the brain. I see. The brain thing. Elon Musk. The Neuralink. Shane says, we did have beverages that night. I was the first to bed with my kids. I don't sleepwalk. I've had a couple experiences before. It's always been with my husky and not my other dog. The door was locked from the inside. She found me. Let's see. She found me when she let her dog out. You were outside? What the hell? That sounds weird, man. Did you get abducted that night or something? Something sounds weird. What's up, Mark? How you doing? Correct. Which part's correct? I say a lot of things. If you say correct, boy, you're giving me all kinds. Let's see. Sherry says cursed land about Skinwalker since before Jesus. Yeah. All right. So speaking of the Skinwalker, check this out. So this is kind of an aside. This is a teaser for next show. We're going to be talking about the Skinwalker on Friday night. All right. Now I've got a guy. This is amazing. I found this dude on Reddit, and he's an actual. He's a Navajo, like an actual blood Navajo. And not only that, he's a paranormal researcher that goes through, and his specialty is the Skinwalker. And so he knows a ton of stuff about particular Skinwalkers, and not just Navajo, the Hopi tribe, the Utes. Like he's got some takes on it from the way these different tribes see the Skinwalker and how far back this goes. He says there's a lot of misconceptions today because of the Skinwalker Ranch and a bunch of the modern mythology and the zeitgeist that's going on with this. Like not the George Knapp's a bad guy, but the George Knapp version of the Skinwalker, right? That's kind of what everybody believes. But he says there's a ton of stuff that is not true, and there's a bunch of other stuff that's amazingly true that nobody talks about. So he's an actual Navajo paranormal researcher that, if everything goes right, he's agreed to be on the show Friday, and we'll talk about Skinwalkers on Friday night. So there you go. We'll have a special guest and hopefully a Skinwalker expert, and we'll get into that a little bit. But how does it fit here? Like, is this again? Are we talking? Shapeshifters, tricksters, guardian angels, or curses, like Sherry said, like the cursed land. There's a ton of stuff, right? There's a ton of stuff. Shane says that she found me in the neighbor's yard when she let the dog out. So you just kind of disappeared in the middle of the night, and they found you in the morning with the dog. That's odd, dude. That's odd. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like at least sleepwalking, maybe that abduction type stuff. I have no idea. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Okay, so there you go. There's your teaser for Friday night. That's what we're going to talk about, Skinwalkers. But right now we're talking about Hellhounds, old Shuck, Black Shuck from the United Kingdom, and how maybe that actual mythology came from there. Okay, so let's see. What else do we got? Let's see. Got a little bit longer Hellhound. I got some Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Here we go. I haven't watched the phone line, so somebody called. I missed it because I haven't been watching. But okay, here we go. If you have anybody have comments on this, you want to talk about this regarding the Hellhound, regarding the Skinwalker, how maybe this applies, the Ozark Howler, you think it's an actual hoax, or there's something more to it? Maybe it's a misidentified Bigfoot, or who knows, right? The Dogman. There's so many things here when you're talking about cryptids that it ends up everything kind of gets washed together, in my opinion. Like there's so many eyewitness accounts that you can't really take at face value because you know how our memory is kind of a little bit foggy here and there. It's just how does this work? I'm not exactly sure, and that's why we talk about it. But if you have comments on this, you want to be on the show, easy peasy, call this number 702-957-1037. That's a Las Vegas area code. You can join the show using Discord, which is free if you don't like that long distance number. And you just go to troubledminds.org. You got the phone number there. You got the Discord. Just click the Discord link. And even if you don't want to be on the show, join the Discord because there's a lot of good information that goes through there. A lot of good people sharing stuff. And not only that, if something happens to this show, that's where we'll end up. So we'll probably, because we can stream directly to Discord. I figured out how to do that, and it works exactly like it works like you're watching right now. So it is one of those things where we can make it happen. If they chop us off all the platforms for talking about all the things we're not allowed to talk about. So there we go. There we go. All right, let's see. Shane says aliens. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a creepy account there. What William says, there's a skinwalker in the Philippines called the Aswang. Yeah, we talked about the Aswang. Was it? I think it was in the Skinwalker episode. Yeah, I think you're right. Taylor says hellhound is a broad term. I think so. I think you're right. Like Cerberus, right? The three-headed dog, and then we got this old Shuck, and the rest of this stuff. So there's a lot here. Okay, so we're gonna keep on trucking. We'll play some D&D, or we don't need to play some D&D. We don't need to do that because we've got. As if on cue. Taylor from Texas. What's up, my man? My dungeon master. You are in Troubled Minds with Mike. How you doing tonight?
What's up, Mike? How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for calling. You're right on time, man. Like I said, it's almost like you smell it out when I set up some D&D stuff.
Man, I felt the disturbance in the force, and I stayed up just to wait till I get to, it was my time to talk.
There you go. Your time to talk. All right. So what do you think about the the Ozark Howler and the Hellhound, the old Shuck or Black Shuck from England? Do you think there's a connection there? And then we'll go further after that. What do you think?
I'm down. I honestly, between the Ozark Howler and just a generic Hellhound, I honestly don't think there's any similarities. Mainly because most if while I'm here is D&D, the Hellhounds that follow or that are in D&D from first edition all the way to 5e, they're never really sentient. I mean, they're sentient, but they don't do things on their own. They are ordered to guard places, ordered to attack. Like that's why I said earlier they were, more messengers or soldiers. They were there to, eliminate people or things that were in higher classed devils or demons. Basically, just their grunt men that do their grunt work. And that, I think, those fall more in line with the stories of like Black Shuck and all those in England, mainly because a lot of your bigger stories, I guess more well-known stories, are the sighting and then the death. It's not necessarily like the Mothman. When you see the Mothman, it all just goes to hell. No pun intended. And so I don't think there's really a connection between the two.
Okay, so what do you think the Howler is then? Do you think it's a hoax, or do you think it's like misidentified, a chupacabra, or what do you think? And any thoughts on that?
Well, I honestly think that it's unidentified. If we're going to go with our standard list of cryptids or anything like that, it might be closer to a skinwalker than it would be to a hellhound or anything of that nature. A lot of it has to do with how it's perceived, in my opinion, how it's perceived and the actions that it takes. You know, you've got stories of like the chupacabra, for example, which is classified yet unclassified, but it leaves a trail of, you know, dead goats, dead smaller animals, stuff like that, blood drained. This is just more it's just more of sightings. So it's more elusive, kind of like a Bigfoot. So it's not as aggressive as, you know, your more standard hellhounds. Now, with the hellhound, that being a broader term, it could be, you know, more of a, you know, guardian spirit, you know, spiritual protector, spiritual guardian, kind of whatever you want to label it as. But since it doesn't normally seem aggressive, like the first sighting you had mentioned, it was that person's uncle that chased it with a gun and with dogs, and it stared him down, got up, and walked away. That's, you know, non-aggressive. So it would fall, if we're going to classify it as a hellhound, it would fall under more of the neutral to good than you know, evil, you know, hellhounds when we think of hellhounds.
Yeah, that makes sense. So okay, so and not only that, the weird part is like the old Shuck, Black Shuck from England. They said that even that particular entity, whatever it is, like whether it's like an evil spirit or, you know, like some sort of a deity or a demigod or whatever it is, right? Like a titan from days past, whatever this thing happens to be. Sometimes it was benevolent and it would actually escort women in the dark as they walked home, type of thing, right? So it's like a protector spirit as well. So I wonder if there's like some sort of duality to these spirits where maybe they're under the control of something else, maybe something like that. Pretty crazy stuff to think about.
If it's deciding that, you know, it's going to protect people and stuff along them lines, then obviously it's got its own sentience and its own benevolence, more so than your standard soul-bringer hellhound.
Oh, right. So a hellhound, you're saying, is controlled by some other entity. They're kind of like just minions. They're tasked with something and they just do what they're told, right?
I mean, a good non-D&D reference would be the Hellhounds in Supernatural. If you've ever watched those shows, I can't remember what season. My girlfriend would kill me since I can't remember.
Grass is grass, brother.
But the Hellhound is only seen whenever a crossroads demon or a demon you've made a deal with has fulfilled their end of the bargain and they're now coming to collect your soul. They send the Hellhounds. And, you know, there's all kinds of, you know, secret ways to kind of ward them off, but, you know, in all actuality, it's going to get you no matter which way you cut it. That's more accurate of the Dungeons and Dragons aspect of Hellhounds, and the more, I guess, from what I would say is the more understood version of Hellhounds. You know, like if we were to take like Ghostbusters, when you talked about it earlier, you know, they didn't attack the Ghostbusters. They waited till Gozer showed up. They stood guard until Gozer showed up.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that makes sense. And yes, and some of these tales, they say exactly like that. Like when the Hellhound shows up, you're dead. Like if you hear them, you're already dead because they're hunting you, right? So again, I guess it depends on exactly what's happening here. And also, just FYI, guys. So the reason why I bring up Dungeons and Dragons and why it's so fascinating when you talk about these things is because a lot of that the mythologies that come and end up in the texts from the original Gary Gygax that wrote this stuff in like the late 70s, he was actually he clearly was well read and on a ton of these legends, and he based a bunch of these monsters and mythologies that he put in this game, this amazing game, on actual real life stuff, right? Actual real life legends and myths and folklore and all the rest of this. So it's fascinating to see how it kind of culminates when you get somebody to kind of curate it all and read through this information and then create a whatever it is, what's the beeping? You beeping? You there? You all right, Taylor? What's going on, buddy? What's going on, buddy? You there? Oh, you got a call coming in, maybe? Is that what that is? Yeah. I think your ass is grass. You got a phone call. Okay, anyway. I'm going to mute you for just a second. So you're muted for just a second, and then I'll unmute you in just a minute here. Okay, so but point is, right, so there's a lot of synchronicity between like the trickster spirits and like Steven says there, like kind of like skinwalkers, right? And how this really fits with a lot of the different mythologies and stuff. It's crazy. As Sherry says, it got him. The hellhound. the hellhounds are circling the house. Hold on, they're making this sound. Hold on, I got the sound. They're making this sound. Where is it? Yeah, they're making this sound right here. There you go. They're getting Taylor. They're getting Taylor. What's up, Taylor? Taylor's back. What's happening, man?
Yeah, it's every time I call, apparently.
Yeah, see, yeah, you're cursed. We're cursed. We're cursed together. I think that's a good thing. If we're cursed together,
that's fair.
Then yeah, I'm good. I'm good as long as you're good.
Curses and feathers flock together.
There you go. All right. So now regarding it, now the weird spirits, they say, like the trickster spirits, right, are very much like like Loki of the Norse mythology, or you get like you get these trickster spirits like the shape changers that are very much skinwalker-ish, right? Like of the Native American mythos, they talk a lot about these type of trickster spirits that are shape changers, and sometimes they're benevolent, sometimes they're evil. There seems to be like a holy trinity thereof with and it seems like there's always that kind of balance with these spirits, right? There's something there. So what's your take on that regarding skinwalkers and how maybe this fits in with that?
I would think, well, I mean, I'm not super fluent with skinwalkers, but like, in again, my specialty, in D&D aspects, lycanthropy can be contracted in fighting a werewolf, which has been contracted there before them and before them. So it's more of a disease than it is, something that you choose. I mean, you could choose it, but, you have to go find somebody and blah, blah, blah. Now, with the benevolence and the trickster spirits, that would be, in my opinion, more of, if we were to go with, I want to say Christian faith, I would honestly say they kind of fall in the middle, which I know there really isn't one, but because, most of your angels, obviously are guardian angels, protectors. Your demons, not so much. Now, if we were to do like D&D, I think it would fall more under your shape changers and mimics. And your, mimics can, there's, the standard mimic is always a treasure chest that just waits for done adventurers to come and try to get greedy. And I think it would fall either under that or lycanthropy.
Okay, like there's some kind of something going. I don't know. Like, it's weird how there's a lot of synchronicity with that. We actually haven't talked about the werewolves in that capacity yet, but I think we probably should about how how you catch it and how you get rid of it.
Trickster spirits are really their trickster spirits are kind of hard in my opinion. Not necessarily, I guess, that they're not out there, but it's more of I don't really have a frame of reference besides, your standard like Loki and stuff like that, because there's not really anything like that. And D&D, it's more of you can the like in trickster realms, like arcane trickster, stuff along those lines, which are paths you can cross. Basically, those classes are used to, screw with the DM as far as like, polymorphing people or throwing their voice to stuff like that.
And so there's a lot. Basically, there's a lot here. There's a lot of synchronicity between a lot of different things. And I think that's the beauty of that game, right? It kind of brings all that stuff together. The arcane, the mystic, the astral stuff, like we talked about Freddy Krueger and the dreams. There's an unbelievable amount of the realism and the occult, and like in Dungeons and Dragons, guys. It's hot. If you never played it, you're never too old to start. It's one of those amazing games that kind of just really unlocks your imagination and storytelling. It's pretty good stuff. But okay, so
two of the players in my game over 50.
There you go.
So,
there you go. Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of getting together, having a good time and telling stories, right? That's really what the game's all about. So, but again, like I said, the reason I'm fascinated with it when it comes to this type of stuff is because of those things and how the research has been done so well and then kind of become its own thing, based in part and actually based largely in the mythology of cultures past. It's pretty amazing stuff, pretty good stuff.
Very technical genius as far as he did his homework.
Yeah. I think I would call him a scholar. I mean, he actually went through and did like the demons, like the first edition demons, like the Asmodeus, and like he actually had names of these demons, like Beelzebub and this stuff, right? Like which is.
Something I read, I don't know how true it is, but I read that he had gotten basically a page of the Book of Demons, which we're not supposed to, utter any names of, and that's one thing that kick-started the whole D&D summons demons, blah, 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 back when it first started. Luckily, I wasn't born yet, so I didn't have to worry about it.
The Satanic Panic. The Satanic Panic of the 80s.
Yeah. But I was there when they did the Pokemon card burn-in and the Harry Potter book burn-in, so I mean, I guess it's the same story, different version.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people get. I guess when you bring up demons, people get wound up. Johnson says this Black Shuck in British folklore is from where I am from, Cambridgeshire. Well, there you go. You should know all about it then.
I was trying to read the names from the IKEA catalog, and I accidentally said one of the demons. So. It just happens.
It just happens. Hey, man, sometimes you wanted to buy that poang or whatever that chair is, and other times you get a demon sitting in your lap. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't summon him. I just call him Steven. But me and Steven are real good friends. He shows up every now and
then. Which one? Wait, who? Did I miss that joke? Was that a joke? Or who am I supposed to know? Who's Steven?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Okay.
I call Steven, so I don't summon him.
Oh, I see. Sherry says in the chat, those games are going to kill y'all. We're going to accidentally summon something, I guess. We don't do the demons.
We're saying out loud.
What's that?
I said that's why you don't say them out loud.
Oh, my bad. I was saying them. I'm not supposed to be saying them. Okay, I won't do that. But anyway, but yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of that is based in reality, right? Based in occultism and some other things that you probably shouldn't get into. And so, just FYI. But okay.
Well, I mean, he took some stories from parts of the Enoki legends, from some Aztec legends. I mean, he pulled from everything, which I think is one thing that makes it great, is it pulls from all these different cultures and countries and everything like that. So there is literally something in there for everybody.
Exactly. I agree. I've been going through the old first edition stuff, so not to geek out on everybody, but yeah, it's good. If you're into it, go check out. Actually, I've got some links. I'm going to drop them. Hold on. I've got some links. Do you know what the Trove is, Taylor? Speaking of D&D real fast. Hold on.
What's that?
The Trove. Do you know what the Trove is? Hold on. I got this. This is amazing. If you guys want to know what we're talking about and you want to go buy it, check this shit out. This is a website that has basically all of the role-playing stuff like Dungeons and Dragons and everything else. I'm going to link it and you guys can check it out. And it's free. It's free. It's like these books are like, $50 now. But this website right here, wait, did that go? The Trove, yeah, there it is. There you go. That's for you too, Taylor. If you don't have any that have all the books, that the Trove.is has everything. It's amazing.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
anyway.
I have it saved.
Yeah, do check it out.
Of course I have it saved.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's saved. Okay. All right. You already know. Anyway. Okay. Let's finish this up. So final thoughts on, so old Shuck, we got, the Howler, we got Hellhounds, we got Dungeons and Dragons. Let's wrap this up, man. How do we finish this?
Well, I would say I don't think the Ozark is a hellhound, and the D&D retrospect could be a spiritual guardian. And D&D is awesome, and you should play it.
There you go. Always plugging the D&D. Yeah, Joanne, what's up, says that. Love, myths, and legends. Yes, agreed 100%. Steven says they used to have a medieval restaurant in Chicago. Hopefully there were no hellhounds. But yeah, okay. So I agree. I think there's something to be said about the Howler in in Arkansas, that maybe something doesn't quite add up, right? That we got some hoaxing going on. Maybe it's misidentified. I don't know. Like that one thing, there's probably enough sketchy stuff where I scratch my head and go, maybe. But then we got these older tales of these demon dogs that kind of kick down churches and eat kids and shit like this in England. Yeah, we got a problem, right? We got a problem. Things change. So I think it's likely that maybe those stories came from across the pond, and we're talking about. And this is talking to Sherry and some other folks that are like, hey, you're getting into stuff you don't want to get into. But maybe these are older spirits. These are ancient spirits, right? That somehow find a way to manifest in other ways. That you got cut off. What was that?
Oh, we know very little about what's actually going on.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like the Cthulhu mythos, right? Where like the ancient old ones, like we try and like give them names, but yeah.
The great old ones, like Gorath, Cthulhu, Dagon.
Yeah, there you go. There's a learned man. What's up? Danny says, I made a short film dedicated to hellhounds for Halloween. It's on my Facebook and on Instagram. Link it, man. Link it. Please share it. We'd love to see it. But yeah, so I think given this, right, it's bizarre that you end up talking about one particular thing, a cryptid, right, and then you end up like in the spiritual realm, and you're talking about demons next. You know what I mean? It's like we may as well throw some aliens in for good measure while we're at it, right? I mean, let's wrap this up with some aliens, and then I want your take on skinwalkers, and then okay, go ahead, aliens. Let's do this.
Demons could be considered aliens. There you go. Boom.
There it is. Wrapped it up. It seems to all be there. Okay, so now regarding skinwalkers, okay, they're supposedly shapeshifters, trickster spirits, cursed shaman of decades past, okay, millennia past even. Now here's the thing. So we're talking about hellhounds tonight and cryptids. On Friday, coming up this week, we have a Navajo expert in skinwalkers that's going to be on this show. And we're going to talk about all the things that should be known about skinwalkers that people do not know. So there you go. There's your teaser. That's what's coming on Friday. So Taylor, if you don't know about skinwalkers, come hang out with us Friday. We're
betting to find out on Friday.
There you go. We're definitely about to do that. So any final thought before we finish this up?
Just one, I guess I don't have like a plug or anything, but those of you that are listening that do want to play D&D, there are plenty of groups. One site that a bunch of people use right now, especially during quarantine, is Roll20.net. There's plenty of forums on Facebook, Discords. If you have the time, give it a shot. That's all I got.
If you got the time, we got the demonology. Bring it. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Taylor from Texas, my dungeon master. Thank you so much for calling tonight, man. If you can, come hang out with us Friday. We'll talk about skinwalkers. We got the expert here, and we'll hopefully expand them into your Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
I'll get with you on the side and get you into a game.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know the nights I can't, so the nights I'm doing this I cannot. But otherwise, you let me know. I'll squeak into a game. I'd love to.
10-4, sir.
Right on. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Taylor from Texas, thank you for calling. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate the call.
You as well.
Thanks a lot, man. And there you go. Simple as that, right? Pick up the phone, dial the number, you get on, you talk to Mike. What's going on? What's going on? There you go. All right, Sherry. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here tonight. All right, we got, hold on. Danny linked this thing here. I'm going to share it. I'm going to share this thing. Go Vikings, says Shane. Go Vikings. Yes. Let's see. All right. We're going to this link. No, it's broken. That's a broken link, man. That's a broken link. Danny, that's a broken link. Okay. All right. There you go. Taylor from Texas, Dungeons and Dragons. How does this all fit together? We have Native American stuff that we're talking about, the trickster spirits. We've got the Hellhounds. We've got Old Shuck and Black Shuck from the United Kingdom. We've got the Ozark Howler from the United States, the Ozarks, Arkansas. Weird stuff, right? It's weird how there's a synchronicity between all of the things, and it almost seems like it's all of the time. So anyway, all right. As we finish this up, we're done. We're done for tonight. And yeah, get in here, Ash, if you're there. Oh, yeah, get in, man. If you're out there listening, hop on. If you want to hop on real quick, we got a few minutes for Ash if you want to get in here. He's saying he wants to jump in for a second, and we'll do it. Get in here, and then we'll finish this up. All right, so what do you guys think? I guess in the end, like always, right, I'm not here trying to convince you of anything. That's not my job. My job is to kind of go through and talk about these and where some of these legends came from and the rest of this. So I don't really know. Like I'm not into magic or demonology or any of this, so pardon my blasphemy for mentioning the names of demons on air. That's probably not good. So, all that said, that's not my shtick. I'm not into that. But it is fascinating to me that there seems to be these recurring themes where similar ancient spirits maybe end up becoming or manifesting as this or that or the other thing. I think that's the crazy thing right there. Steven says true history, and yeah, I agree. There's a lot there. There's a lot to talk about and a lot to kind of parse as we continue this conversation. Let's see. Thanks, Penny. Thanks, Penny. I appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Do the things. Penny's my biggest cheerleader. You're amazing. Thank you so much. She's out there like posting my the Troubled Mind store in the chat. Being the thumbs up cheerleader and everything else. Thank you so much, Penny. That's amazing. Yeah. Are you there, Ash? Did you come in? Did I hear somebody? Test 1, 2. Nope. You just flirting with me? You flirting with me? Get in here. Yeah, we're done. Now or never, buddy. Now or never, buddy. I don't know if you're listening. All right. Okay. So let's finish this up. I don't know if Ash is coming or not. He knows where to be if he's gonna. But okay. So again, like I said, how does it end up? What do you think? Are these ancient spirits that have somehow are manifesting to confuse us? Is this some sort of alien menace that is using our brains against us by higher technology, right? Or is this what the hell is this? Is this just folklore, spooky stories to tell the kids to get them to go to bed when it gets dark outside? Like, what really is this? I think this is the question, right? Because there's a lot of things here, and there's a lot to talk about and think about. And wait, we got a call. We got a call coming in. So we're not done yet. We're about to take this phone call, and then we'll keep on rolling here. Let's take this phone call. You are on Troubled Minds with Mike. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Peter Ramsey. I am from Arizona.
Peter from Arizona. What's up, my man? What's on your mind tonight?
I just want to know, how the fuck were the pyramids made? Is there any possible way they could have been made by humans? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of dead humans that, did some amazing things. You don't think so?
I really don't think humans could have made the pyramids.
Well, okay. So here's what I'm going to just make a quick case. So archaeologically, they found people that were like had their spines impacted because they were literally used as mules, like slave labor mules, lifting things that literally their body could not withstand. So just making the case where it may not be aliens. I don't know. I'm not the answer guy, but I'm just saying that there's some like super heavy labor, like using people, slaves as mules. And they found this by their bones that were impacted in weird ways. So just throwing that out there. Now I'm with you in that I don't know.
How would you know that? Were you there?
What's that? No, of course not. Of course I wasn't there. Of course I wasn't there. Were you there?
I've been there. Have you seen those stone blocks, bro? They're fucking huge.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge.
No possible human could pick up like a 6x6 stone block.
Yeah, no, not one person. Of course not. That's ridiculous. I agree with you. I mean, but hold on though. Like, so just with like a lever, right, and a bad attitude, like you can probably pick up hundreds and hundreds of pounds, right? Maybe not like pick it up off the ground, but you could certainly move it. It's physics. So again, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying I think it's possible. I think both are possible, plausible, etc. So I'm not shitting on you. I promise. I'm just saying that I think probably both are worth discussing. That's all. So I wasn't coming at you like that. But okay. So you think so? What do you think then? If people didn't make them, who made them? Do you think it was the aliens thing or something else?
I do believe aliens made them. I believe they came like this fucking like spaceship or something. I don't know. Maybe like they teleport here. Like I personally think that like pyramids are like their I don't know, like their shit. Like the shit they don't like they poop out their ass.
Seriously? Is that what we're talking about? You trolling me here? That was the worst. Literally. Okay. Literally. I've been trolled a lot on this show, as you can imagine, right? Go back in the archives and you can listen. But I promise you, that right there was the worst troll ever. Like, you didn't have a plan. 2, you set it up and I shot you down. And then you went, aliens, I love that shit in the pyramid, and you hung up. Really? I tell you what, your mother must be proud. Your mother must be proud. Oh, well, what can you do? What can you do? He said he loves that shit. That was the troll. I think he was trying to get me to say the aliens built the pyramids, I think is what he's trying to do. But then I made him say it, and then he ran off the phone. Anyway, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Whatever. See what happens? You dial the phone line, you can get on here, and you can make your mother proud in front of God and everybody. That's how we roll this show. All right, a couple more shout outs and we're done here. What's up Blondie 9000? I see you on Twitch. Yeah, well, that was literally the worst troll of all time. Not funny, not amusing. You didn't even bait me into anything. Well, oh well. Oh well. Your mother must be proud. Shane, could be aliens. I wasn't there. There you go. There was the troll. Such a huge, amazing point. Let's see. Steven says maybe the waypoint. Michael, what's up? Says the density of the object was changed and it was moved via levitation. There you go. See, now that is one fascinating and worth talking about. It's not trolly whatsoever, and it's good shit. Thanks, Sherry. Sherry says you're the best, Mike. Thank you. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Seriously, like, there you go. Penny says 1 out of 10 for trolling. Literally, I think if there's a 0 on a scale, that was the worst troll ever. Worst troll ever. Yeah, okay. Anyway, whatever. See, I ask you, you tell me aliens built it, and then you had to laugh. You had to laugh. Jeez. Okay, anyway, I don't know if Ash fucked off maybe. What are you there, buddy? No, nothing. All right. That was almost better, wasn't it? That was almost better. That's almost better. Okay. Anyway, we're done. That's pretty good stuff. Look,
you're done. It's over, huh?
Apparently we're not done. Did you catch the troll call, Ash? How you doing? Ash the Reptilian from Mars. How are you, my man?
Hi, everyone. How you guys all doing tonight? Doing good?
Fantastico.
I'm doing good.
Fantastico.
That's muy bien. Very good.
Just got a troll call, man. You missed it. Or maybe you didn't. I don't know.
No, I missed it. What was it?
It wasn't good.
Was it the nipple guy? Is the nipple guy back?
No, the nipple guy's not back. It was not him. It was I don't even know. Like, you can't really qualify it. Like, it was clearly a troll call. The guy was kind of a loud, boorish whatever, and then he didn't even make a funny point, and then he hung up on himself. I'm only laughing because it was so bad. It was so bad. Anyway, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys, if you're going to troll, you got to do it right. You got to put some effort into it, Put a little intelligence behind it. Yeah, you can't just be... You plan it out a little bit. You know what? Try again. We're positive. This is a positive show, right? Positive reinforcement. Give it another shot, but just do a little training next time, Yeah. Yeah, you can't just call up a show and not be funny. Come on.
Like I said, you got to have a plan. Anyway, what's going on, man? Did you hear part of the show? What do you think? Skinwalkers, hellhounds, or where are you sitting on tonight? What's going on, buddy?
Oh, yeah. The Skinwalker, I mean, my conclusion on whatever's going on there is just that the upside down, the like dimensional rift or something, right? Like seems to be, if you look at Skinwalker Ranch, there seems to be some sort of like common denominator of a lot of the phenomenon is that's like coming from somewhere else, the upside down or whatever. So if there is this upside down, there's this veil, you don't know what the hell is on the other side, right? It could be anything. So, yeah. Do you know about Scruff McGruff at Skinwalker Ranch?
I have no idea what that is.
So when the guy did his stories of Skinwalker Ranch, the guy wrote the book on it or a documentary or something. He was talking about how he omitted a lot of the stories because they were so ridiculous. And one story was there's two cops driving down a road, and they're kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. They're going from point A to point B, and they see two guys on the side of the road in trench coats smoking. So they start slowing down to be like, hey, what are you guys doing, out here? And the guys turn around, and apparently they were like dog people, like Scruff McGruff, and then they disappeared.
What is Scruff McGruff a cartoon? What the hell is? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, take a bite out of crime. I'm Scruff McGruff. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of...
No, that's a crime dog. That's no, that's not Scruff McGruff. What's his name?
Isn't that Scruff McGruff?
No. That's anyway. I know what you mean. It's not coming to me, but that's not his name.
Well, yeah. So the two cops get out, and they're like, "Did we just see? What did you see that?" And then they go and check, and there's cigarettes there. So like, there was something there. Anyway, that's one of the stories from Skinwalker Ranch, and it sounds crazy, but like, who knows, man? Like, we're probably just a server in a back room in a safe space instead of running all these different instances to just like run them all right next to each other. You know what I mean? Like, what would happen if there was like dog people? What would happen if there's monkey people? That's us. Like
that's you. Larry says dog man. Yep. It is. I'm being corrected. It is Scruff McGruff. I was thinking of McGruff the crime dog, but I guess it's the same thing. Hold on, we got the. You're right. You're right.
Victory for me.
Victory.
Scruff McGruff.
Hold on, I think we got the troller. The troll caller is back. Let me take this phone call. 1 sec. You're on Troubled Minds with Mike and Ash.
He took my inspiration. Go ahead.
Where are you calling from? There you go. What's up? You were on the line.
Hello.
Hello. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, I'm from Idaho. I'm Philip. What's up, man?
Phil from Idaho. What's going on? What is on your mind tonight?
Some shady business things. Have you heard about like the Bass Pro Shop stuff?
No.
Really?
You got a plan here? Look, hold on.
I don't have a plan, but
you got 12
I've been reading up on articles.
You got 12 seconds to be funny or interesting. Go.
Hey man, this Bass Pro Shop shit is crazy. They're hiring fucking illegal immigrants to build their stores. Did you know that?
Thanks for the call. Okay, well, sometimes
was that the same guy?
No, but sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Well, what can you do? What can you do? I had an idea because it's an anonymous, right? They dialed in as with an anonymous number. Like only cowards do that. Cowards do that. They don't have a plan and then they say some dumb shit. Whatever, man. I'm your Bass Pro Shops. Enjoy. Have a nice night. Whatever. Your mother must be very proud, just like the other guy. Okay. Anyway, let's finish this up, Ash. Jesus.
So I got a little whiff of the show, but like, if you were to sum it up, if you were going to do your elevator pitch, what was it about, man?
You already know. It's about the weird shit. Devil dogs. What are they called? I don't even know anymore. I'm confused. I'm in troll mode. I'm ready to fire back. I'm in troll mode. I'm ready.
You're ready to defend yourself. You're like,
seriously.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, seriously. I've lost my train of thought. That's okay. Okay, so it was about hellhounds. That's what they are. Not devil dogs. Hellhounds. Anyway, so cryptids and whatever. Anyway, here's the best part. Check this out, Ash. On Friday, I got a dude on Reddit that's actually a Navajo paranormal researcher. And he has the deets on skinwalkers. And he's going to set us straight on what's going on Friday. So on what's going on skinwalkers. Yeah. So he says there's a bunch of misconceptions. The George Knapp version, these are my words, not his. But the George Knapp version is not what a skinwalker actually is. And he's going to fill us in on what it actually is. So that's what's going on Friday. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Is he like does he investigate physically, or is he just like a savant on the subject? Is he? What are the qualifications here?
I think all the above. I think he's got firsthand accounts. I think he's got contact with tribal elders. He's got stories from passed on generations. He's got this type of stuff. So, and not just the Navajo tribe. He's familiar with like the Hopi version of this and the Utes, I think it is, and everything else. So he's got a ton of information. Okay. So yeah, ought to be hot. That's what's going on Friday. The show tonight, you guys already know. Hellhounds, cryptids, trickster spirits, maybe skinwalkers. So we'll get the skinwalkers on Friday, but yeah.
Well, if you, it's what's interesting about all this is that once you start getting into conspiracy theories, like especially like the alien stuff, you eventually get into the paranormal, right? And what the paranormal is just stuff we don't really understand. That's all it is. It comes off as like woo-woo, but something we don't understand. And, there's a lot of things that we didn't understand before that we thought was weird. Like, someone's sick with COVID. Now we can diagnose them and treat them. You know what I'm saying? We understand what it is. Before, this is just like, you do like random blood transfusions, bleed people out, leeches. Like we didn't know what we were looking at. We just assumed it was spirits and stuff like that. So what's really fascinating about all this is there's another level. It means that like our scientists, all the experts, they don't know what they're talking about. There's something more. And that's really exciting because there's this like artificial barrier that we've kind of trapped our own selves in. And once we break through, there's all this shit on the other end. And, I just watched a Joe Rogan thing. Joe Rogan was meeting with this guy and they were talking about whether or not the government has the UFO and the ramifications. And they're basically talking as if they probably have it. And like, it's a new conversation, right? Things are moving forward. Like, so it's, I don't know. It's a really exciting time that there might be so much more to like learn in life and explore, and demon towns and dog people and extra dimensions and aliens and UFOs. And it's like a lot of that might happen like in our lifetime, which is pretty cool. And so anyway, that's kind of stuff I like and nerd out about. It's like what makes it exciting. And the more research I do, the more I'm convinced there is more. And I don't know, all these accounts, all these stories, all this stuff is true. You never know. There's a lot of kooks out there, but it can't all be false, right? It can't all be false. And every once in a while, a scientist kind of like peers into it with an experiment or whatever, and then just sweep it under the rug, or maybe it is being censored. But I don't know. It's an exciting time to live in. 2020 has been fucking crazy here. I even think the Illuminati's like, let's just chill out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it almost feels like even the Illuminati, like, it's like, we're going to take a break for a little while. They're like, a lot of the countries are backing off of lockdowns and stuff. They're like, fuck it. It was just kind of funny. It's like everyone's had too much.
Yeah. You can only eat so much pie. You have to take a break. Yeah.
Exactly. Got to rest up for the next takeover or whatever, false flag or whatever the hell's about to happen. But yeah, it's been nutty. It's nutty stuff.
All right, so we're done. Plug your channel and let's finish this bitch up.
Oh yeah. Well, it feels weird to only hang out for a little bit and plug, but
I told you to. I told you to. You didn't ask. I told you to.
Okay.
Let it rip, buddy.
All right, you're right. All right, this is Ash, the reptilian from Mars. Check out my channel. You can just Google that, Ash, the reptilian from Mars. We got a lot of cool stuff on my channel. We have some exclusives coming up. I just did an episode on the alien false flag. The production's getting up. Investments are getting up. Stocks are up. It's all good. We're getting there, and we're rolling out more content. We've got pyramids, aliens, all kinds of stuff on that channel. So check me out. Shout out. Give me some comments. Give me some love over there. And but this is my first home, and I love being here. So love to hop in. I was trying to hop in a little earlier, but couldn't make it. So. But yeah, maybe I'll be, if you'll have me, I'll be around Friday for that, for Native American. If I can hang out, if I can hold on to that, sounds like it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, come hang out. He should be good. I've listened to him on a couple other podcasts. He just started doing them, so I asked him. He's all, "Yep, I'll be there Friday." I was like, "Shit, that was easy." So yeah, so it ought to be hot again. Skinwalker Ranch, not the ranch. Drop the ranch. We're talking skinwalkers, and not just the ones on the ranch. They're all over the place apparently. So tune in Friday. That's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, exactly. They're all over the place. And so Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific, we'll be here with a Navajo paranormal researcher that's an expert on skinwalkers. So there you go. That's what's up Friday. Ash, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for the support. Everybody else, thanks for hanging out. And I would just want to say, just for the record tonight, 100% of trolls owned. 100%. Michael Strange 2, trolls 0. We got more calls coming in. They're calling back. They're like, "No, we're not letting you." Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This is amazing because I'm just going to ban the phone number and I'm going to own them 3 times in the same night. Watch this. Here it is. Here we go. All right, hold on. 3 for 3. Owned. Michael Strange 3. Troll.
Got him, Mike.
0. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You're the best. Friday night, Skinwalker. We're going to be here with a Navajo expert again. Ash might be here as well, and we will do what we do. We will talk about all the things we're not allowed to talk about. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are the best. Tuesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific. Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. I'm here with Ash, the reptilian from Mars. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You're the best. Have a great night. See you soon.